Ho, 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 ho. Hello, hello. Sorry, I should cough before I actually start streaming. I always have a bad habit of that where I'm like, I sound like the decrepit before I actually start streaming. And I feel like it takes me like 20 minutes to like get my voice warmed up, you know? Jasm, hell yeah, you're first. We're streaming on time today, if you catch my drift. We're streaming more on time than we usually would. I don't know how I feel about my desktop. Like, it's the struggles of an ultra wide. Like, should I have it just here or something, or like up here, or like down here, and then have chat up top? I don't know. But like, this is like way too much black space down here, right? I don't know. Ex Booby, how's my little Booby doing? Yara, hello, hello. Yes, clearly being first makes you more best. Absolutely. Am I right or am I right? Where's my music? What are we listening to today, boys and girls? Are we listening to the good old Star Guardian, Old Glory? I don't know. Star Guardian is so like, it's fun, but it's very upbeat. And I don't know if we're gonna be programming if this is the best music, you know? Cause like, it's got some bops in it, all right? Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Like, it's got some catchy music, but I don't know, it's so loud. Like, I think we should, we'll try it, but if I get distracted at any point, we're switching, all right? How loud is that? That is an acceptable volume. Okay. Are we going back to click on that banana soon? Yes, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna be productive. That is no more getting distracted with tier lists, no more candy. We're gonna be so in tune with what we're doing. Weebs in? No, weebs out. This is not a weeb background. This is Hatsune Miku of Vocaloid fame, which is music-based. It's no different than liking Hatsune Miku is no different than liking like the Gorillas. They're both of equal anime-ness, which is to say they're not anime at all. Stop aggressive backseating, guys. Don't distract me. Exactly. Add wall wextra worrier webla to your compile options. Why? Oh, wait, hold on. Before we even do that, we have a new IED. We have Visual Studio. No more, chat. None of that. Get out of here with that mid code blocks. We're doing it today, boys and girls. Skip this for now. We'll do dark mode because everybody gets upset. Visual C++. Clone a repository, open a project, open a local folder, create a new project. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's like code blocks. Okay, sweet. CMake. I thought CMake was like a program you had to like easily get updated info. It's like you can download files to Windows like you could on Linux and just directly download it, if that makes sense. That's what I thought CMake was. Could you go to your coworkers and show them your background proudly? No, chat, of course not. Jeez, don't make me explain what anime is to you. There's a difference between this and weeb, all right? Do I even have a weeb background? Hold on. Whoops, that's my webcam. Do I even have like a weeb background? I don't even know if I have a weeb background. That's not weeb, that's Nintendo. Oh no, this is pretty weeb. Okay, this is pretty weeb. I'll admit it. All right, I got one weeb background. Okay, what else do I got here? I have. Oh, this is pretty weeb. I mean, Timmy. Hold on, is that the song? Hold on. I gotta nerf this. Okay, so obviously this is kind of weeb, but this anime transcends weebness. Okay, this is a great show. I love Bakemonogatari. Okay. What a great piece of animation. Anyway, what else? What else is pretty weeb? I'm looking, I don't see it. I don't know, like this isn't weeb, this is just a VTuber. This is like not weeb at all. She was kind of cute though. Also helps your IDE and others. I thought it was IED. IDE and others understand your tool chain. Yeah, I know what that is. It doesn't transcend anything, you're just in denial. Nah, dog. I can see some weeb stuff on the bottom left. What? Weeb stuff on the bottom left. This? This isn't Weeb. This is Final Fantasy VII. What the fuck? Listen. All right, Final Fantasy VII is no more Weeb than like Chrono Trigger, right? There's a difference between a Japanese cartoon and anime, okay? A Japanese art style and Ghibli. Ghibli is Weeb as shit, right? It's designed to make compiling, running code, running tests a lot more simpler. Sweet. All right, so let's switch back. I got the Hatsune Miku background. I think we should just stick with that. All right, stop distracting me. All right, we're gonna be making... I should get into the habit of creating an empty project, huh? All right, project name, we're gonna call this SDL Learning, because we're gonna be doing this a lot. Location, no, not under Gary's name. We're gonna call this... I just want to save it under programming because that's where I'm putting all my lessons. So programming, place solution and project in the same directory. Yeah, that makes sense. Create. Whoa! Visual Studio has been updated to 7.8. I don't care about any of this. Unreal Engine? The shit? Dude, can I, you know, say what you want about, Jesus, say what you want about code blocks. It did give you a blank screen when you started. How the fuck? Build solution, open in terminal, new solution explorer review. How do I just make a page? Switch between solutions and available views, show all files, collapse all. Okay. So this is the program. So here I'm going to be... Fuck, how does Visual Studio work? Add new item. This name is going to be called SDL Learning CPP. Add. There we go. Okay, now we're cooking with fire. All right. So let's try this. Let's go hashtag include stu sdio.h int main that, and then we're gonna call it, I mean, do we just do the old int c equals 1 std c out c end line? Sorry. B return 0. Now, before I could just press a button up here, but that's not how I run things anymore, right? Hold on, let me get a better view for you guys. Is that a better view? Oh, we gotta fix this view now. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so make that smaller. Oh, shit. Make that smaller. Make this bigger. And then we need to like change the view a little. So this goes what? Here. Make this wider, make this shallower. Do something like this. Is that readable? That should be pretty readable. I think that's pretty readable. Maybe we do something like that. That feels pretty all right. No. We're good. Your IDE has to be overwhelming. That's how you know it's good. Oh, Jesus. You're like, no. It's good. Don't panic. All right. You want the Path of Exile passive tree. That's the feeling you should want. Where your treat's compile warning is this error, so if there's a warning, the compiler will refuse to compile. Oh, I see. It's to help running things. Well, let's figure out how to fucking compile something first in Visual Studio. Hold on. Build solution. Okay, it built. How do I run it? Test Explorer. I'm looking through options here. Is there a... See, code blocks just had a button to press and it was like build, run, do everything. Start without debugging, debugger, release, properties, preview. How do I actually run it? Just press the run button? You said that like it's the easiest thing in the world. Hold on. Where's my run button? Am I dumb? Is it this? No, that's the debugger. See, in code blocks, it was just up here. You just press the button and it worked. How do I actually do the thing? Wait, chat, am I dumb? I must be stupid. This is why we used code blocks. This shit was so much simpler there. Hold on, debug, project, build. How do I just run the program? Compile. Okay, it's successfully compiled. View? Isn't it F5? There were build errors. Would you like to continue and run the last successful build? Yes. Debug. Cannot find the file. Press button. Chat, we have issues. Okay, hold on. What's going on? Also, running a debugger without breakpoints is for the sake of same as just running. Okay, honestly, I don't care about debugging at this point. We just need to figure out how to actually compile. Because see what you want about code blocks. Like, this shit is so much easier to understand right away. Flashbang. Look at this. It has, look, gear to build, green to play, build and run at the same time. I have pressed this button so many times, and it's so right there, and it's so easy. And then you come over here, and it's like, what the fuck do I even do? Run code, project only, compile. Okay, so I see the compile button. Start without debugging. Do I just debug it always? No, it doesn't work. Source files, header files, resource files, references. This is all going under SDL learning. That is correct. Man, it's amazing how something can have so many options that get so recommended, yet be so unfriendly to new programmers. Build. Wouldn't it be under build? Batch build. Okay, just press the green arrow. Didn't work. Is my code wrong? I don't think so. Oh, I'm not using IO Studio. Sorry, IO Strip. I'm so used to doing the SDL stuff. To automatically close the console with debugging steps, tool options debugging automatically close the console when debugging stops. The fuck? They didn't do anything. It's all debugging. Okay. Your code isn't right? Your code is wrong. What? Oops. No, it is right. It is C. Include IO stream. Int main. Int C equals 1. C std out. No, this is real. Wait, what's wrong with this shit? This is basic. Do I do this even simpler? Do I just go... I can't believe I'm doing Hello World in 2023. Include IO stream. Int main. I don't need using namespace std. Oh, that worked. Except it didn't work? What? Why did that do hello world? Why don't I have a D here? The fuck? Do I need a space? Okay, that's different. Okay, so in code blocks, you don't need that space there. So I guess between... Interesting. I didn't realize IDEs would process code differently. Next to the green arrow, you can change the run mode from decode to just run. Local, remote, auto. What? No, I can't? Unless I right-click it. No. Okay, that's weird. I don't understand. But the green button makes it work, so hey, I can't complain. Where it says debug. Release configuration manager. Oh, what's this do? Release B is backspace. B is what your delete key said. Oh! Oh, it was running, and I'm just dumb. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Haha, we've done SDL so much. I forgot how to do basic programming. New. Platform, 64-bit, build and deploy. Build. All right, well, whatever, it works. All right. Sorry, I meant to type /new. That should work. Okay, all right, we're back to square one. 1 second. I'm gonna flashbang you guys in about 2 seconds. 1 second. Flashbang. And there we go. Close out of that. Go to programming. Classes lesson. Flashbang again. Oh, sorta. I'm just gonna make sure, I'm just gonna copy all this just so we can go back from where we were before. Boom. Okay, close that, open this, paste this. Okay, so obviously this is not gonna work. This was our game, which was arrow key the optimized picture of the banana, basically. So we had a banana, and depending on which arrow key you pressed, pulled up a different picture, right? So this looks to be all fine, but it's not gonna work, right? Okay, yeah, it's not gonna work because it doesn't know what SDL is or anything. So now we need to do project information. Now this is where it's gonna get a little difficult, and I maybe need your guys' help because we have our test file here, which is the only thing we need to figure out is how to get SDL working on this. But it should work automatically, right? Because this should work. Oh, no, it doesn't, because we need to do the project information. Right. Properties. Okay, this is where it's gonna be, I only have experience with code blocks, so this is where it's gonna be really weird to me. So we need to get compiler information set up, right? So, oh God, why did we switch IDEs? This is gonna be so confusing. Again, code blocks had an option on the top for just tools, compiler. And it was like, okay, Visual Studio installer. Ooh, that's cool. Python development, fuck you. Mobile development, desktop development. Oh, that's what I have it. Oh, cute. Game development. I don't want Unity. I'm not going to use, well, I might use DirectX, I guess. Linux and embedded. I thought they'd maybe get lucky with one with SDL, but is this where I just scroll down and look for like SDL or something? Oh, this is where I can get like the newest shit. Oh, sweet. I wonder why all the different versions of C++. Maybe it's to have like a lot of compatibility with older programs, I guess. Language packs and installation techniques. Okay. So we need to figure out how to attach that. So let's go to LazyFoo. Let's see what they have to say. Search for SDL, manage NuGet packages. That's fine. What we can do is we can go to LazyFoo because in that tutorial, SDL tutorials. This is our tutorial. We're gonna go to hello SDL. Okay, how to set up SDL in Windows, Linux. Okay, Windows, and then we have Visual Studio code blocks. Wait, you can program directly onto MingW? Ew. Visual Studio. Now we have Visual Studio 2019 community version, I'm assuming. And then we download the vc.zip. Okay. We download the vc.zip. Downloaded. Cat, never have I downloaded so much of the same shit in my life. I think I've downloaded SDL probably like a dozen times now. Extract files to, go to desktop. Okay, that's downloaded. Project, search for SDL, project. Automod does not like the name of the project manager name. Check it. The message has the information. Oh. Project. Search for SDL. All right. Fine. Project. What? Configure startup projects. So you said where? Manage packages. Project. Manage NuGet packages. Operation failed. Okay. Let's try that again. Project. Manage NuGet packages. There we go. Okay. So now Automod blocks my packages with the word. Oh, we'll allow it. Sorry. I just saw that. Then manage NuGet packages. Okay, we'll browse. Oh, we can auto download it? Sweet. Okay, and then we're gonna look for SDL2. Probably just SDL, huh? Simple direct media later, cross-platform development. I'm gonna look for the one with all the downloads, right? Correctness is security check. Their Windows Portable. Interesting that this is 2.5 million downloads. I wonder what the code analysis is. Is that like hacker shit? So we want, oh, that's C#. No. We want C++. Uh-oh, is it not in here? SDL redistributable. The first one is for C#. Yeah, I got that. The second one, class platform designed for low-level access to audio, keyboard, mouse, joystick, graphics hardware via OpenGL and Direct3D. Well, we're not using OpenGL or Direct3D, but I get the sentiment. You can use those things, but we're gonna make 2D games, so we just need SDL. I do not want to go through the adventure of using C++ to display an image in a Microsoft window. The amount of like shit I need to add. Also, Jasmine, you can say that word now. Okay, so we have NuGet. Latest stable. Works natively with C++. Sweet. All right, install. Package source mapping is off. What does that mean? Options. Show preview window. Dependency behavior. Lowest. Prompt. Remove dependencies. All right, well, install it. That's what the official website says? Okay. Wow, is it that much easier than code blocks? So we actually can just... Are we good? Can I just run this? Well, we're almost there. It looks like all of our errors popped up. So whenever it's surface parameter SRC. So what that tells me is because our errors popped up when we loaded this, right? Was it that error? Failed to load media or failed to initialize? Wait, which one was it? There was an error loading the surface parameter. SRC is invalid. Error loading the surface parameter. The surface parameter would have been, hold on, let me zoom in for you guys here. The parameter would have been this, right? Right? Is that what it says? There was an error loading the surface parameter. SRC is invalid. Now, SRC is invalid is the error code, or parameter SRC is invalid is the error code, which is the %s or something. So there was an error loading the surface. There was an error loading the surface %s. So this is what the line that printed 5 times. So it looks like this is what's fucking up here. Now, other than that, the program seemed to read SDL just fine, and that was significantly easier than code blocks. So this is working out. Go get your assets. Don't I already have them? Wow, that kind of looked lewd when it was just Miku's arm there. I was like, whoa. It did something. Yes, it did, Vooby. We're on our way to making our game. We're just transitioning IEDs. Don't y'all be laughing at me, by the way, motherfuckers. Don't even act like you guys would have it easier than me setting all this shit up, okay? Okay, so this is our tutorial. Is there anything else we need to add here? Looks like it was already automatically done, all this crap. Windows settings, environment, path. What? 64? Oh my god, you had to do all that shit? Okay. Go get my assets. So I have the assets, right? I already have that. Also, we are now on extension libraries and loading other image formats. Did we ever finish this? Visual Studio. Oh, because of SDL image. Right. Okay. Shit. We're right back to where we just were, but that's okay. It seems like it's a lot easier to download now. Feels dank, man. I always watch YouTube's tutorial to do anything. I can't make any fun of you at all. True. Also, chat, what are you doing down there? Why are you guys at the bottom of the screen? Get up there. What are you guys doing down there? It was 11 years ago for me, but I probably had it easier. Okay. Well, I don't know what we mean by grab our assets, because we have our images, right? Those bitmaps are still in the folder. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, you're right. We moved folders from classes learning. Hold on. We moved our folder from here to... Okay, so this is our 5 images. Let's grab those. Boom, 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 boom. Grab those out of there. Do I have anything else in here I need? SDL2 image, but we'll come back to that in a second. So those are our bananas. Now we need to grab the folder SDL practice and put it in the same thing, right? Now let's try it. Does not work because we still have the grab folder here. Wait, not there, here. So SDL surface pointer, loaded surface, SDL load bitmap, the path is different, right? So this path, C_str thing is this, what we put in there. So what string was that? Where are we calling this function at? Load surface. Load surface. Ah, okay, so it's loading the bitmap correctly. Or, well, that's where it would be. So that's all accounted for, right? So it's actually string path. Where am I actually putting the file that it goes into? SDL create window, so that's the initialization function. So we're grabbing our initialization function, that works. We do load media, that works. I'm trying to find where we actually pick the file to load shit into. Key system, current surfaces equals this. Whenever we grab that, actually, does it even work? If I press arrow keys, do I get more errors? I don't. So it really is just, I think, that function. You can't play grounded in the air. Huh? The root is where the exe is, which in the bin... What? The root is where the exe is, which is in the bin folder. What? No shot! Wait, it's in the debug folder, though. It's not in the bin folder. That's the debug. Look, it's empty. You guys didn't believe me. Actually, I don't see the exe, though. Hold on, maybe you're right. So move this out. So it goes into the bin folder? Why would that work? That doesn't work. Okay, well... Let's try putting it in the debug folder. Doesn't work. It must be something with the program. I'm like specifying the wrong path for it. Let's go in here because it's main.o. No shot, right? The fuck? Where are my bananas? Chat. I have a half baker's dozen of bananas. I was playing Terraria based. I played that one day in my life and we died to a slime king and I was offended. Compile your code, file system current path, use that. Oh, so I understand what you mean now. Always reference assets by root. I get that. We learned that lesson with linkers, right? However, what I don't understand is where am I actually grabbing it right now? Is it must be load bitmap here, where the path is a string? This must be it, right? There's nowhere else I see that we're actually referencing the images, because this just loads the surface that's been, you know, put before it. That's what load media does, right? Get error, create window. So that's all the initialization shit. So that is spared. Update window surface, screen rectangle. That's all good. Current surfaces. This never even loads. In fact, the issue is we load images. Well, it checks all of the images before we actually load them. It must be here. Output the current path on the console like Jasm said. STD file system current path. It will return the string of the current working folder. I'm playing Get Fixed Boy. Ah, I don't know how hard that is. Gary, have you fixed the B? Listen, you have high expectations of me and I'm feeling the pressure of streaming. Gary, you're a double-digit Andy. Listen, all right, we'll get there. I'm stressed about transitioning to a new IED. I gotta figure out where paths and shit are. So you're saying, I understand the whole STD file system, current path, I get it. What I don't understand is even if I got that information, where am I actually putting it? Because the only place I see that references a path to an image, it's this one little line here, but that's not what we're calling, right? Get surface G window. Global window is the null pointer we created as a global variable. Epress surface, current surface. Yeah, I just don't understand how we're even finding the files in the program. Yeah, Gary, just don't experience pressure and boom, you don't feel pressure. Easy peasy. You'll put it on the path that will be shown in console. You'll put it on the path that will be shown in the console. What? Hold on. So you're saying, is this going to be like a whole new file? I am really confused right now. Okay, hold on. Let me try to understand this. In code blocks, when you had your images, it just went into the same folder as the .exe. And it was super easy and it was super understandable. Now you guys are telling me the same thing here, but instead I need to run the program with a string or to find the string of a current working folder, unless it's something I change in like the settings. Am I like rendering the project to like a different place? I don't think I am. STD string path equals file system current path and then STD out path. Oh. So instead of there was an error loading the surface, I can just say STD file system current path parentheses. Now this should run. Or is that like a string? Do I need to like parenthesize it? Oh god, that didn't work. No, it's not a string. STD file system. Like this. Oh, there we go. Okay, what do we got? STD file system current path, STD file system current path, STD file, that didn't work. Just put STDC out. Oh god! I get it, I'm just scared of losing what I got, you know? Do I just put it as like the very first thing or something? std cout std file system path. Okay, and then we include IO stream, I'm assuming. Why do I have string enabled on the header? Oh, it didn't work. Oh, I need a semicolon, that's why. Add a semicolon. Did I not do that? Hello? Am I dumb? Forgot that. Wrong function. Oh, whoops. Thank you. See, chat? That's why you get paid the big bucks. Still build errors. Oh, man, chat. This new IED is a frustrating experience, let me tell you. File name must be a type. Path doesn't work. This doesn't work. Why? File system to the left of colon must be a type. Wrong function? Wrong function. LED, like the explosive? Yes, very. STD file system current path will show you where the exe is located. So this is the, I did type it correctly. Oh, current underscore path, my bad. Doesn't work. This really doesn't work, huh? File system, also include file system, include that header. Oh, geez. You guys are making me shove all the headers in my program to get it to work. Thank you. File system. Okay, sorry, I've never looked at the file system library before. Still build errors. What's going on here? This is a extremely difficult to find where the errors are. File system to the left of the colon must be a type. This. The symbol to the left of the colon must be a type. Current path is not a member of STD. So I just need path now. Doesn't work. We jumping back to code blocks? Why you mentioned me? Misclick? Probably. Ooh. File system is in C++ 17. Is Visual Studio incapable of running C++ 17? Is it not okay to do that? I feel like it should be able to. Just retype it STD file system. Didn't work. Oops. Okay. I'm debating whether or not to just jump back to code blocks today so we can just actually make the game. Today we're making a game, but chat does it and I take the credit. No, you guys aren't making the game right now. We're just trying to get STD Visual Studio to not be frustrating to work with right now. All I want to do, listen, all right? Everybody makes fun of code blocks. All I had to do was throw the images in the folder and it fucking worked, all right? Here I'm like trying to diagnose where like it's putting the .exe, but like you would think it would just automatically do it in the folder I make the goddamn project in, but apparently that's not allowed? Get autocomplete to help you, and then start typing and let the autocomplete help you. All right, fine. STD, colon. There is no file class. Oh, there's file. Is that what I'm looking for? That doesn't work. Basic file buff, uninitialized fill. W file buff. Okay, here's another idea. Let's do something easier. All right, we're overcomplicating this. Visual Studio Where is the .exe after compilation? Generate an executable file in the output directory. Once the... How do I change the output directory? Okay, thanks. Okay. You can go to the project settings and check for the output folder. Look for your binaries there. Binaries don't necessarily mean exe files, DLLs. And ask for an exe file. Are you just compiling or hitting F5? Because F5 will go into debug mode. What? Oh my god. I don't know what that did, but that's cool. All right. Cool. Interesting, chat, how every time I press F5... Oh, I can see, like, process memory and shit? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I can see, like, memory and usage and stuff. Right-click on project. Properties. Output path. Properties. See? That's that good shit. Okay. Okay. How do I change that? Okay. How do I change this? Right? Is that what I'm changing? I thought it would auto default to like where it would finish. Does that make sense? Oop, you guys don't see that. My bad. Here you go. Gary, you should hit Alt F4. It's going to automatically complete the code you want. Yeah, that's cute. Thanks, champ. Listen, I played RuneScape before some of you were even alive, all right? I've been there, man. I've sold my baked salmon, baked sharks or whatever. Wait, it just said it in the console? No, it didn't. What you're seeing here is the error code I implemented, which was there was an error loading the surface, and then it gives the string. Parameter SRC is invalid, which implies, in SDL terms, that the image can't be found, basically. So what we're trying to find is we're trying to change the path that the program looks for the images in, because apparently, for reasons I still don't understand, the .exe in Visual Studio, unlike code blocks, does not compile and build the program, the .exe, in the folder you've established. Instead, it's like fucks off to some other part of your computer. Do I need to like search banana on my computer? Look at the top. So he lied, he's not old, huh? Hey, I am not old, all right? The path is the name of the window. Run it again. No, it's not. What? Okay. Let's minimize this. Let's go back to our folder here. So clearly there's no .exe anywhere in here, okay? So it's obviously not in there. Oh, yes it is. I just figured out what happened. Oh no. Oh, this is embarrassing. Chat, our folder is SDL Learning, not SDL Practice. I was putting the bananas in the wrong picture. Okay, chat, listen. Let's see you people have a million files called the same goddamn thing. Oops, that's the wrong thing I just pulled up. Holy shit, I just closed out of the whole thing. Okay, so SDL Learning, you open in Visual Studio. Oh, and then it doesn't have the site anymore. Why? Why does it do that? We want the whole thing. Why is there 5 different... Yes, open in Visual Studio. Is this like the SDL project file and then the source code? That was weird. Okay, now our bananas are going to go... Now, where's the .exe? Debug? SDL2. Okay, okay. There's our SDL2 auto install. Okay, that's sweet. Release. SDL2 learning. Okay, this is where the bananas go. Okay. Now, when we run the program, we don't have bananas. The fuck? Okay, hold on. Hot reload. Start without debugging. Interesting. Okay, we're getting closer. Oh, wait, what did that do? Oh. Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, chat, you're so smart. Somebody was just saying that the thing was in there. I was like, no, it isn't. And now it is because I closed out of the thing. All right. Users, Gary. Desktop programming, SDL learning, x64 release, SDL learning. Okay. x64 release. All right. So programming, SDL learning, x64 release. That is where I have them though. Why doesn't that work? Oh, now it works. What the fuck? Chat. I am so confused. Why did this work now? Now we have bananas. We have bananas. I don't get it. Wait, why does running the .exe work, but using this, it doesn't? Huh? Wait, your name is not Kevin? No, it's Gary. Yeah, bananas. Okay, so that's great, but I don't want to have to like finish the thing. Oh, it doesn't work anymore. Go to the folder, run it, and now it works. Can anyone explain that to me? Oh, but in Coblox, you just have to put the same folder as the exe. Yeah, okay, it's the same here. But like, now I get it. You know, that was my fault, I'll admit it. But why does that change it? Resources folder. So those are words, but can I have context for that? Gary wants to see a really cool Easter egg in the... Gary, do you want to see a really cool Easter egg in the command prompt? Why? Does it involve, Does it involve smoldering? Is that the thing you're trying to say? It's the smoldering Easter egg, right? Gary, just shocked too. What? See that resources file in the Solution Explorer? This one? Wait. Do you see that resources file in the Solution Explorer? Okay, what is the Solutions Explorer? You got, you're talking to a code blocks dude, all right? We have, code blocks people are simple, okay? We have a window to program in, and then we press render and build, and everything just works, okay? What is the Solution window Explorer? When you debug it, you're not running .exe, you are manually clicking. You are running the exe in the bin debug folder. Oh, so how do I, well, I guess we'll just go back to where we started. How do I build and run a program in Visual Studio that has nothing to do with debugging? On the side, these folders are the solution folders. Okay, so I see all this shit here. Screen width, screen height, these are constants. Then I have pointers and shit here. So this is all part of the .cpp file we have here, okay? So under resource files, there's nothing. External dependencies are a million because I have a million headers that I need to remove because of reasons. Delete all that. I don't even know if I need string. Gary, press Windows R. Oh, that's cool. The left click the window VS Code Solution Explorer. Add your images to the resources folder by just dragging them in there. Wait, I can do that? Yo, based. Hold on, can I do that? Program, SDL learning, x64, debug, release. Interesting. Okay, so I manually added them in here, so that's how that's happening. Okay. So now we just add them to the resource files. And I'm assuming these are referenced by... I can move the files afterwards, but let's try it. Doesn't work. Chat, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Put CMD. Oh. Yeah, for command prompt, right? Curl Parrot live. I'm not gonna, chat, we have bigger fish to fry right now. Okay, I have a big honking fish in the room we have to address before we look at memes, all right? So we have resource files here, but how do I actually reference them? It must be the same way, right? It's not gonna let me just grab windows off of SDL, otherwise how's the program gonna run? So we have a resource file. So maybe it's not in the .exe anymore? Huh. So the images load when I double click them, so it does address that. Where are they? Exclude from project, properties, analyze, code cleanup. I don't know what that means. Open with graphics designer. Oh, Jesus. Paint? Yeah, the images are small on purpose. That's good. So maybe what I need to do is not pull them out of the file. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just put them here. Does that work? Oh, we just figured it out. Oh, it's done. It's done. We have our bananas. Does it work? Up, down, left, right. Okay, sweet. Oh, we have our bananas. There it is. Oh, we just figured it out. Okay. What happened was I was putting the bananas in the wrong place. But to be fair, you people made this confusing, okay? In my SDL learning file that we've created for this project, all of the images, all of the things we reference are going in this main thing. Then it goes in two directions. Either we have the debug, which is this button up here, or F5, and that does like testing in SDL. The reason why it wasn't working before in SDL is because we didn't have any images in there, because the only thing it was referencing was the release version, which is where we put all the bananas. So double clicking the SDL.exe made that shit work, but only because we put the images in the release file, not the debug file, so the actual project was failing. Now, just to be sure, this does work still, right? Does not. Okay, that's a problem. Because now this works. And that, in order to work in here, in order to start without debugging, it has to, okay, it successfully pulls the images. But now, when the program is done, I can't pull it anymore. So I'm wondering how do I duplicate the images? Ah, yes, blame the people. Do the thing, Gary. It is your fault. Because your bananas are not in the release folder. So you're telling me that this release folder is what I would give you guys through Discord. If we did like if I zipped it and I sent all it through Discord, this file is what you guys receive. So we need to duplicate the images, right? No. Okay. Why do I need to why am I, the programmer, responsible for duplicating images? You would send the entire project. Okay, so obviously it would be very bad programming for me to duplicate the images of bananas. But how do I have one? Okay, code blocks can do this. So Visual Studio, I think, is capable of it. How do I have one picture of a banana and I am able to run the debugger in Visual Studio and run it in the release version without duplicating pictures of bananas? Because code blocks can do that. It is entirely capable of doing that. Okay? So I don't know what the difference is here. By referencing them by path. Is that something we've done in... Is that something we've done in this before? Isn't this what this means, though? Like this line here. Load bitmap. Path. C... _str. Isn't this implying that anything in the folder that we're loading to is where all the images are? Isn't that what that function does? There's nowhere else we load images besides the SDL surface pointer to load surface function, right? SDL surface, optimized surface, loaded surface is equal to the load bitmap, and we're loading the bitmap. You have a lot to learn, Gary? Am I not referencing them by? So obviously I've set up my program. I get it, right? I set up the program that whatever is in the local folder runs. But if the images are not in your local folder, it won't find them. Okay, I get it. I understand. All right, I get it. If I were to give this to you guys, the whole folder, the only way it would run is if images are in the local folder the .exe file is in, exclusive of any debugging or anything, okay? So I get it, all right? I get it, okay? Now, if I wanted to pass by reference, I would change this path, right? Well, I've established what path is, but path dot whatever, in order to pass by reference, this has to change from C_str parentheses into another thing, right? And in order to pass by reference, it must be like right click the image. I don't know. There's ways to do it though. We can pass by reference. Okay, I get it now. All right. Whew. You have to pass by reference by doing them users Gary documents, etc. Oh. But does that work if you installed on your computer though? Like passing them by reference? Or is it when you install the program on your computer, all of the maybe that's why it takes a while to install something, because you're taking all of those pass by reference things and you're making them onto your computer, and the program now needs to know where all of those files are by reference. To make it redistributable, yes, you will. Okay, cool. All right. Now we do this all again, but this time we're gonna grab resharper. The fuck? We're gonna grab SDL image. We need NuGet, so build. Hold on. Project. Yeah. So build, configure, no, project NuGet packages, and we're gonna look for SDL image. Image.NuGet. Low level access, C++. Okay, so we need this. So this is just gonna be installed. This only has 22,000 downloads. Is this safe? It must be. Okay, so now we have image, and we know that because we have external dependencies here for SDL, all that good stuff. And then I see joystick. I'm assuming we have it. I think we do. I'm assuming we do. I guess we can try it. All right, so where's my lazy foo? Gary, do the compam prompt thing another time. Okay, well, listen, we got to make a video game. All right, I can't tease you guys forever. I gotta be like on the ball with this shit. You know, I gotta get going here. Okay, so last time we lost extension libraries and loading other image formats. All right, we loaded libraries. Yep. All right, so now we're gonna load a PNG, and we're gonna make sure this is all installed correctly, because once we're done with this, chat, don't worry, we have no more images anymore. We're gonna establish texture loading. Now, oh God, do I need to know about textures? That sounds like a nightmare. It's because I can imagine textures being like, okay, let's say I think what he means by texture is take an image that is perfectly loopable with itself and just loop that around a certain distance. So if you have like a grass tile that's 1 by 1 and you have 40 grass tiles that are supposed to be side by side perfectly looped, right? I think a texture in 2D would be like, okay, how do you apply all of these grass tiles to this floor in a way where it does it like without duplicating. Or I guess that's just an array. I don't know. Maybe I'm just describing an array. Damn, I got scammed 500 points. What? B! No, don't ever do me B, chat. Look, I got... Listen, chat, it can't be buzz, motherfucker. Okay. I can't be B's all day, every day. Sharon, I love you. Okay. How to load a PNG with SDL. Okay. Now we have SDL image.header. So, hashtag include. SDL image. Is it image.header? Is there no underscore there? Oh, it's underscore and all lowercase. Okay. There we go. Now we have our header. So now we go to our external dependencies. I don't see it, but that's okay. We'll solve that later. Chat, do I hear piano? Oh, it's my phone. My cable company. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hello?
Hello. This is an automated message from Spectrum about an important may be recorded for quality and security purposes.
Hello? Okay, I don't know what my cable company wants. That was weird. Just to... Sorry, I'm texting now. I'm sorry. I'm texting now. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I apologize. Hold on. Here, have some music. Fuck, I just closed out of it. God damn it. There, have some music. Enjoy. Great so far. What's up? Okay, sorry. I'm done rizzing. Listen, chat. All right. I gotta, you have to understand, okay? When you're, listen, chat, I have to date online. I can't just be sitting on my computer forever, okay? I gotta text a little bit on Tinder and shit, okay? I'm gonna meet somebody next week. We're gonna have a collab with Casavia this next weekend as well. I'm gonna be a busy goo boy, all right? They said it's being recorded and left. Yeah, I guess. God damn. No buzz piss motherfucker today. Nah, you don't get the yellow. Yes, I still use cable. Shut up, chat. All right. Gary, it's time to do that, but not the command chat. Later. Okay, we got priorities. We got to learn how to load PNGs and translate how to load them in SDL at all, because we've been stuck with bitmaps. To use any SDL image function or data types, we need to include the SDL media header. Let's try to make this a little bit more readable for you guys. How about make this smaller, put this over here, make it even smaller. There we go. All right. What do we got now? Oh, I can't make it any thinner. Okay. Okay. Boot initialization flag, bool success equals true. So this is part of the initialization function here. Success equals true. Initialize SDL. Initialize SDL. Initialize video less than 0. Error. That is correct. Else. God, chat, I hate these empty brackets. I think if there's anything that triggers me, it's gotta be these empty brackets. Like, you can already see I've changed my code up here to not have empty brackets. Like, I want to do this right now. Hold on. This is important. Get rid of that. Success equals false. Do I even have brackets up here? I don't. I should here because there's two things, right? Interesting, it gives me a whole new line, and it doesn't even ask my permission to. There. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Else. Oh, it's so ugly, chat. Ew. Oh. It's so ugly. I need to fix this. Oh God, there's so much to fix. Well, anyway. All right, what am I doing here? Success equals false. That's the same. Else, now this is new. This was load the screen, but here we're initializing the PNG loading and then getting the window surface. So there's actually a new else statement after this. So this is gonna go one deeper, and so is this. This and this. Okay. Cool, I think. No, this is right. Man, this syntax in SDL Studio, I tell you, this is a very unique experience. He's unhinged? That's just crazy. To be honest, just returned false. The tutorial seems to be uptight about this. So many indentation. Oh. So you're saying don't even have errors there. Well, I get what it's saying, right? If there's an issue, it wants you to know there's an issue. Like we used that error code earlier when we were trying to load the surface there. Also, why is nothing colored here? This looks so weird. This is all colored. This man is slicing a pizza in circles. What? Anyway, else, what are we gonna do? Printf SDL, okay. Int image flags equals image initialization PNG. Okay. So we're creating an integer, calling it image flag. Then we're gonna make it equal to the image initialization PNG, which we have not made yet. Unless it's like a term under SDL image, maybe. And then if this is not true. Oh God, chat, what's going on here? Oh no, oh Jesus Christ, okay. Oh lordy, okay. If the opposite of these two is true, which means the opposite of these two is false, then print it could not initialize. Okay, I got you. So int image flags is equal to SDL image. Whoops, I got the wrong thing. Image initialization PNG. Image initialization PNG. Okay. And if he's doing the Josh Strife thing. Gary, where do you start eating a pizza? He slices the box and eats the whole pizza. You just deleted a line 76 missing a what? Oh, that's based. I don't need one, right? Chat, I don't need curly braces in an if statement, right? As long as I don't fuck up later, this is still viable, right? No, I did it right. There was a little curly brace there. What the fuck? Oh, 76. Oh, you're right. Okay, I get it. Thank you. No, I could still, hold on. This can be better. This can be better. Delete the fucking curly braces. I'm tired of those. There, this works. Oh, look how pretty that is, Chad. No more dumbass curly braces anymore. Okay, easy peasy. All right. This is so easy. That's not, and that's a bitwise operation, I think. Windend, welcome. Yeah, and a single end is a bitwise operation. What? Who followed? I can't read your name. Wide end? Oh, wow, you're gonna fit in great here. Sorry, I forgot to follow. No, no shame. Indentation doesn't matter. Fuck, I thought it was Python. See, why can Python get away with that shit? There's your curly braces. Why does it give me a new line for the end curly brace? That is so ugly. Chat, what is programming if not making it look pretty? Okay, so this needs a curly brace, which it has. Okay, that has one. That has one. That has one. This does not, but we're making that. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're gooch. We're gooch. Don't panic. Okay, so Then we have else, print this image PNG, and then if. Now, I don't like this syntax, chat. I don't like this whole exclamation point thing. Image initializer, image flags, and, but it's not end, it's a bitwise operation. So what are we saying here? I get the idea of it, right? If this is false, return an error message and make this not work. Okay, I get the idea. The problem is I don't understand what it means in the if statement. Like, what's the parameter here? Like, we just, okay, image initialize is a function that just counts this, right? Which is this integer, right? But what I don't understand is what it means here. Like, it's called pick a style and stick to it. I like how everyone's response here is like, listen, dude, it's fine if you're wrong. Just like be consistently wrong. Don't just like willy-nilly this shit. It's using bits as flags, I think, so it is doing a bitwise operation to check if all of the bits are true. Bitwise is still hard for me, even after 2 years of C++. Oh. Just do the command thing, come on. It'll come one day, don't worry. But returns flags that it needs initialize. Well, no, I get it, right? This in of itself, I understand what it's doing, right? Under SDL image, which is a separate header from SDL, under SDL, what you can do is you can use this function, image initializing, to kind of take care of the low-level hardware thing that C++ can do, but me as a programmer don't want to fuck around with. So we're just loading this function, and we're calling for the image flag integer to do that, which is this initialization. So what we're doing is we're taking a PNG, and during the initialization process, we are loading that PNG into the program, but because it defaults to bitmap whenever I load a goddamn image, that's why all my bananas were bitmap images. What it's doing is it's taking that PNG and translating it into a language that the program can understand, right? I understand what is going on here. I just don't understand the syntax and what exactly is being said here. I think what it's saying is if this returns false, or this returns false, have an issue. But what I don't understand is why even this statement? Why even have the and this? Because this is already getting called as an integer in the image initialization function here. So what it's saying is if this image underscore initialization image flags and image flags. That's what I don't understand. Then success equals false? Yeah, false. Yeah, I get what it's saying. What I don't understand is kind of, oh my god, why does it create a whole new line for that? That is so not easy. Chat, what the fuck? Okay, close brace right here. That's exactly where I want it. Holy shit. That is annoying. Okay. No, wait, and is not, and it is, and it not two separate operations. It's literally doing a bitwise operation. For instance, 01 and 11 returns 01. Because things in parentheses will get evaluated first, and then you evaluate that with the result of... Oops, yeah, this should be in the parentheses, thank you. Okay, so I get it if this returns false. I still don't understand what this does, though. Like, hold on, we should read it. Maybe we should just read it. Maybe it'll explain it. Okay, now we're using SDL image. We need to initialize it. Here we want to initialize the SDL image with a PNG loading, so we can pass the PNG loading flags into the image initialization. Okay, we understand that. Image initialization, which this needs to be lowercase. returns the flags that loaded successfully. If the flags that are returned do not contain the flags we requested, it means there is an error. When there's an error with SDL image, you get an error with, yeah. Stop emailing me telling me that the call image unit is a bug. Stop emailing me telling me that call to image unit is a bug. What? Why would this be a bug? This? Does this even work? Well, not really. I wonder why he's emailing that. Why would we think that's a bug? The thing that makes me mad is not that he has time for a girlfriend, but not the command. Listen, all right? It'll come one day. You gotta work your way up to it, chat. You gotta wine and dine me a little, you know? Ask me out to a date first. Don't be telling me nothing. Speaking of texting, I was just sitting at home bored as hell right now, so I don't have that issue. Hold on, chat. My Riz game may require me to end stream. Hold on. Oh, got nothing going on after the party? Question mark? Hold on. Hold on, boys. Hold your horses. Maybe tomorrow for programming. I got a Riz. Do the command thing. Hey, don't be commanding of me, okay? Don't make me bring my therapist into this. You should see these two things. What is image unit returning and what image initialization PNG is. If you look at them, it might make it a little easier. Okay, let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read this. What is going on here? So, integer image flags equals this PNG, okay? Which is this like calling that it's gonna be a PNG. If the following is not true, this function is calling this PNG call something the PNG call again. If those are true, or if those are false, then return false. Else, commit to initializing the surface window. But I don't understand what this is implying. You say bitwise operation. You say just shock 2, all right? The more you ask, the more I'm not gonna do it. You understand that, right? If you highlight and then right click, you can jump to definition. Error. Oh God. Error. Oh no! I don't have the power, chat. Yeah, I don't understand. Maybe it'll explain it. It's not. Image initialization PNG is 2. If you initialize with image initialization PNG and get back image initialization PNG, you get 2. 2 and 2, which is 2. 2 will evaluate to true. The exclamation point will negate it, and that means it will evaluate to false, which will cause SDL Windows Lite to execute. The fuck? If you were to get back from image initialization when you wanted 2, 4 and 2 is 0, which evaluates to false. What? How is this? Hold on, chat. Can I just say, wouldn't it be so much easier if we just do this? Hold on. I'm going to blow your guys' minds. Does that work? Surely nobody is gonna make fun of me if I do that. Oh, it's an integer though. Oh, I get it. We can't. False implies it's a Boolean function we're calling, but that's not true. It's actually calling a function that returns an integer. So, oh, I get it more now. Okay. So what we're checking, fuck the exclamation point. I'm never using that. So what we're checking is if this is not equal, if this compared to this is equal, without nesting if functions, what we're actually doing is we're just checking this. And then after that parentheses, we go equals 0. Oh, I guess this is where the exclamation point comes in, huh? Okay. That is confusing, but I understand it more now because this is an integer, right? And we're making this integer equal to this. So when we call it, if it's equal to itself, then it's false. Whereas if it's not equal to itself, it won't be false? Okay. 10 and 10 equals 10 because of the AND binary operation. Okay. So if these two are equal, it's fine. If these two are not equal, which is what the exclamation point is implying, you return false. Okay. That is so confusing to me. I get it a little more now, but holy cow. Bow, bow, bow. If you were to get 4 back from image initialization when you wanted a 2, 4 and 2 is equal to 0, which evaluates the false, which is negated by the exclamation point to evaluate the true, which will cause the error printing code to execute. If you were to get back 6 back from the image initialization function, both the 4 and 2 bit, when you wanted 2, 6 and 2 is 2, which evaluates to true, which is negated by the exclamation point to evaluate to false, which will then cause that line to execute. The reason the code is like this is because we only care about the PNG loading bit. If we get that, that means we can continue. In other cases, this code would be different, but we're not dealing with that here. So make sure you brush up on your binary math and stop emailing me telling me that the call to image initialization is a bug. Seriously, it's like 25% of the bug room. Holy shit, this guy is pissed. This guy ain't fucking having it. What a tutorial, dude. This guy's like, listen, brush up on your binary, you morons. Okay, I didn't know that's how you call. I didn't even know we were using binary here. 4 and 2 in binary is 100 and 010, which is 000. Compiler Explorer doesn't work. What? Wait, there's an online compiler? Based. Program returns 010. Okay, okay. Holy shit. Okay. Oh god, I didn't realize we. Oh, is this like a C++ thing where we're like counting bits of memory? No, this isn't a memory thing. This is a bit comparison thing. I've been working really hard on not objectifying women, but it's tough when I pass your user profiles as JS objects. Any advice? Wow, that sounds like a hilarious programming joke, but like, I don't understand programming. Dude, I'm like 30 hours into learning C++, okay? We're learning how to like boot image bananas, okay? Look, this is the farthest I've gotten, all right? You people making programming jokes, we made the directional banana, all right? We haven't even gotten to click the banana yet, okay? Give me a little bit of a break here, all right? Don't be throwing programming jokes at me. Katybug, hello, hello. How's it going? Bit flag is a common technique in programming. Okay, so let me understand this, okay? What we're saying is if when we call this function and putting an integer inside of it, it is going to produce a bit. What we're saying is if this called bit is not equal to the original bit we're using to call the function with, then we are going to return false. But because even though we're calling this function with an integer or a bit, and we're using this bit again outside of the called function, if they are equal, then we proceed. Okay, I don't understand bits at all then. Mimikyu! Is that a Pokemon or is that PPQ? Chat, I don't know Pokemon. I'm sorry. My only experience with Pokemon is watching the, unfortunately, that guy. HRU took me like a solid 2 minutes to realize what it was. Is that what all this is? HRU? Hurry. I miss good Wi-Fi. How are you? Miss good Wi-Fi. Good. I'm gonna be updating my fiber internet. That's probably why my cable company was calling. I'm gonna be ending this cable company because currently I get gigabit internet for like $110 a month. But there's a local internet service provider that does 2.5 gigs for like $60 a month. So we're gonna be upgrading to that. And Yeah, I live in an area with a lot of competition in internet like companies. I have like 6 internet companies I can choose from. It's like a gold mine of like internet. So I get 2.5 gigs for $60 a month. How's that? We have a lot of infrastructure here because where I live, it's like an equidistant away from like Seattle, Portland, and Boise in the Pacific Northwest. So we have a lot of like Amazon shipping and FedEx shipping and an airport, and they want good infrastructure. I think not contain flags would be more precise. Okay. I gotcha. All right, we're good. I've learned this. Now, what's next? All right, don't email this guy anything, because holy shit, this guy got frustrated, I guess. Next. Okay, so SDL surface load surface, which is this function that we called earlier. Okay. So under this function, what we're gonna be doing is moving this over, expanding this out. Like here, how do programmers set up their streams? I should look that up. I don't know how much like code they want to show versus like their face, yada yada. Like that? I think not contain flags would be more precise. All right. So under the load surface function, we have the final optimized image, which is what we pulled here, null pointer. This load image at specified path. We went through this earlier, except it's different. SDL surface pointer loaded surface is equal to image load, where the image is loading to the same path. So this is a different function. Instead of load bitmap, it's image load. Like that. Load animation. Oh, easy. We'll worry about that later. Load. We're loading to the local path, not by reference. If this surface is equal to null pointer, error. Okay. Else. Optimized surface is equal to SDL convert surface, loaded surface. That's the same. Yeah, we're still converting because we're still optimizing the image, right? We don't just load raw images into the program anymore. We're converting them to the surface that we've established. Okay. Which is the window size. But instead of freeing the surface when we're done, we actually have something else. Which is, oh, an error. Ah, fuck the error. So that's all the same, I think. I think it's all the same now. Our image loading function is pretty much the same as before, only now it uses image load as opposed to load bitmap. Image load can load many different types of format, which we find out about in the image documentation. Like with image initialization, when there's an error with image loading, we call image get error to get the error string. Oh, that's fine. Wait, is that it? There are build errors. Where? Why? Oh, it's so hard to tell in Visual Studio where the errors are. I don't understand. In code blocks, there would be a red rectangle where we need to go. Load surface, local function definitions are illegal. What? Image load? Did I spell that wrong? Oh, do I not have a PNG to test? Whoops. What is this? This is a PNG. All right, let's try it. Oh, but we're not calling that, are we? Oh, shit. Do I just convert the bananas to images now? Well, no, that shouldn't matter because... No, it kind of does, doesn't it? Hold on. Let's open with... Hold on. Banana. Open with paint. Now file, save as, scratch that. File, save as PNG in the same folder. Right? Programming, SDL learning, 64, and it just goes in there, right? SDL learning. Oh no, above packages even. Okay, and this is save. And that was saved as, so it is different. So does that work at all? Doesn't work. Interesting. I wonder why. It's still loading bitmaps. Huh. You probably messed something up when you made the code prettier. Did I? Well, it would have been... Well, let's check our... If this... All right, fine. We'll put little brackets around anything. Why does it auto go to the next line? That's going to be the first thing I fucking change. Holy shit. Why would you auto, like, go to the next line on your end bracket? What the hell? So if that's the same... Oh, I did mess something up. Hold on. Bracket. Okay, the end bracket is here, right? No, I am missing a bracket. Thank you. That is the line. Okay, now it works. There are build errors. God damn it. So is the green... Does these green lines mean that that's as far as it got before there was an error? Is that what we're saying here? I think that's what that means, which is a very different way than code blocks, which just give me a red rectangle. So else, do this. So that's fine. If that, then this. And return this. But this doesn't load. SDL learning failed because syntax error semicolon. What? Wait, does this need a semicolon inside? No! Oh, I misplaced my semicolon. Chat! There we go. Now it works. You have a printf with a %s that's missing an argument. Listen here, Katana Steel. All right? Don't be coming in here with your prime gaming like you own the place. You're correct, but shut up. All right? We're learning. All right? That's fine. All right? That's okay. There. You happy? Beautiful. Also, can we just lower this resolution? It's like way big. Hold on. Let's go like 700 by like 400. Ah, so much better. Okay, now it works, and now we have the ability to load PNGs. Interesting. Okay, well that's pretty easy. So if we ever need to load anything that isn't a PNG, I would imagine it would just be, instead of PNG, you would have like, we already have bitmap, PNG, JPEG? Would that work? Nope, that did not work. Holy shit, never mind. But anyway, now we can load PNGs, which is pretty cool because I don't know anyone who uses bitmaps in 2023, but except for like, you know, like maps. Ugh, just shocked 2. What's the phrase? All right, let's continue. Download the media. Oh no, next. Next is texture loading and rendering. Geometry rendering. Render hardware accelerated shapes. Is that geometry rendering with my CPU or my graphics card? Wait, there's a separate one for graphics card shit, right? Make your controllers rumble, play sound, use time, start, stop, pause timers, calculate the frame rate, keep constant frame rate, move around game objects, check for collision, check collision with any image, check collision with circles, scroll through levels with a camera, make infinite scrolling backgrounds, use text input and clipboard, load and save binary files, playback audio, resizable windows, multiple windows, handle multiple monitors based, make particle effects in SDL2, make levels with tiling engines, render bitmap fonts, stream into textures, render to a texture, run multi-threaded applications, synchronize your threads at a CPU level. Oh my god. Open support legacy OpenGL. Oh, and then you need OpenGL in order to like do hardware with... Okay, I get you. So this really is all CPU right now. Hardware accelerated, meaning using your GPU. Oh, shit. All right, well, we get to use our GPU now. That's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, just shocked. If you want to say the phrase, we can do it, whatever it is. Hardware accelerated means using your GPU. If you want errors to be displayed properly, press Control plus K and Control plus D. Okay, Shrone, that is some good ass advice. We'll remember that. What's up? Hello. What's up seems to be one of like 5 of you who really, really know C++. So I'm happy y'all have patience with me. If you want to call it that. Good old OpenGL, yes. What is it, Open Glock? Yeah, it was an easy one to catch with compiler warnings, but I don't use printf to begin with. I like printf more than cout. It feels more, it feels simpler. It feels like it's faster. Like, not in the program, but just to program with. The phrase is curl parrot live in the command thing. All right, what is this command thing people are freaking out about? All right, what's the phrase? Curl parrot live. I swear to God, if this plays like porn or something. Could not resolve host parrot. Could not resolve host live. What? Not space. Curl parrot live. Oh my God, it's a meme. Oh, I get it. Okay, what a meme, what a meme. Okay, all right. Good meme, chat. Good thing I don't have that emote enabled in my chat. All right, good meme. All right, so now we're gonna be using our, all right, so what are we learning today? So we learned how to load other image files that were not bitmaps into the program, but now we're gonna learn how to use our GPU, probably through a function, to hardware accelerate texture loading, which is super obscure, but I guess we're gonna be using that a lot if we don't want our CPU to just die. A major new addition to SDL2 is the texture rendering API. This gives you fast, flexible hardware-based rendering. In this tutorial, we'll be using this new rendering technique. Well, I'm gonna go play Minecraft. All right, see ya. Compiler's out for Sirocco. What? Loads individual images of texture. SDL texture, load texture. So more globals? Oh God. Okay, welp. Let's load shit as a texture. SDL underscore texture pointer. And we're gonna call it a function, load texture function, which the path is going to be, oh no, not path, it's constant, was it constant C? Oh no, it's std string, oh shit. Std string path. The path string being just like the file where you find the file on your computer, you know? In our case, it's going to be the local file, but we won't talk about that yet. We're not passing by reference, right? Okay, the window we'll be rendering to, which is already made here, null pointer. Yes. The window renderer, SDL renderer. Oh, a new renderer. Oh, we need just because we're loading a texture, that means we actually need a separate pointer to a renderer? Okay. So let's make a new global renderer. SDL renderer. That really is spelt wrong? Is that how you spell that? Renderer pointer. Is it? What? Hold on. SDL underscore render. Where's my, hello? SDL renderer. That is it. Why is that telling me it's misspelled? Why do I have misspelled shit in my programming language? Excuse me? SDL renderer global renderer. So that's going to be the name of our global variable. Equals null pointer. Okay. Sirocco is the bird that shagged that guy's head. What? What kind of memes are you got? Back in my day, it was confused penguin. And then we have a final one, which is another texture for global texture. Okay, so we have a function, and then we have the actual texture we're gonna call global texture, and that's it. Oh, and it's a null pointer, yeah. Wow, look at all the global pointers. Now chat, obviously this is just for tutorial reasons. We would never do this in a real program. But if this was our program for whatever reason, would I just put this all into like a header file or something? Like, is there a obviously there's a better way to do this, but let's say my friend is like, hey, fix my program, and he did this. Is there a quick and surefire way to just make this not look embarrassing? Like, I know we can pass by reference and all that shit throughout the program, and we can make this way cleaner when we're not in a tutorial. But like, for my reasons, if we're taking over this, how would we fix this quickly? Or do we just leave it as is and just accept that that's the way the program's made? I don't know. Okay, okay. Oh, hello, music? There we go. Jeez, it's always so quiet. You can have external variables. What does that mean? Does that mean we're gonna have variables that can be global but are not declared like as a prototype before the main function? I know by prototype that usually implies function, but still. Not gonna lie, as a university student, it's nice finding a stream of someone also learning instead of another code elder wizard. What, you don't like it when somebody like talks about like coding as they're like doing some voodoo shit? Use Rust as they use like perfectly, as they do shit like parallel 2 equals fucking shit that's confusing. I get it. I understand. I can't even get further than that. Once I see the parallel lines and a number in between them, I lose my shit. But I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Thank you. I'd have this as a struct with a coder and a doter. You made those terms up. I know what structs are and classes and shit. I don't understand what a coder and a doter is. That sounds like, I don't know, like Jack and Jill, like two kids about to make out or something. You guys know Jack and Jill made out, right? Like, they got it the fuck on. Gary, they're siblings. Well, come on. Come on. A constructor is a constructor. Oh, why would you call it a coder? Just say struct. Oh, wait. Can't use that because that's also structure. Wait, sorry. Extern isn't internal linkage. LOL, brain, melted brain. Huh? In JavaScript, you'll have it in another file and then reference that file. I don't know about C++. I don't know. Isn't that what a header is? It's just another file that you're referencing? Ugh, girls have cooters. Okay, that was a good one. All right, textures in SDL have their own data type intuitively called SDL texture. When we deal with SDL textures, you need an SDL renderer to render that to the screen, which is why we declare a global renderer named global renderer. As you can see, we also have new image loading routine with load texture and a globally declared texture we are going to load. Okay, yes, all of that makes sense. So we're gonna create a window. This is part of the global window equals SDL create window. This is the initialization function, right? No, it's not. Is it this? SDL create window. Wait, where are we putting this? We create a renderer for our windows so we can render textures. Okay, so it does go under the initialization thing. Okay. So global window is equal to SDL create window, SDL tutorial, SDL Windows position undefined, SDL Windows position undefined, screen. Oh my God, those parameters. Holy shit. SDL create window. Okay, so that goes here after we If global window equals null. Okay, so this is all the same, right? Yes. So we actually already have the top of this. This is part of our current initialization function when we create the window. So if global window equals null, print the error, else. Now this is going to be new. So currently we have what we had before, which is loading the PNG. Well, we're not doing that anymore. We are, but it's going to be later on. What we're actually doing is loading a texture. So let's read first. After we create our window, we'll have to create a renderer for our window so we can render the textures onto it. Fortunately, this is easily done with a call to create renderer. After we create the renderer, we want to initialize the rendering color using set render draw color. This controls what color is used for various rendering operations. Interesting. Chat, I have a weird question for those of you who are familiar with game programming. Is there ever a world you render textures and you deliberately don't associate them with colors? And I'm not talking about like a black and white scene or something. I'm thinking like, is there a way to load textures quickly where you need it to like not be seen by the player, but you also want to load them fast without color? Does that make sense? Like I'm just trying to figure out like, why would you call this rendering function and not have color as an associated parameter or something? Like you want a whole separate function just to have color? External variables is literally the corresponding thing of a header file. In a header file, you declare a class, but you don't implement it. When you use external variables, you specify that there's an external linkage. Oh, we'll worry about it more when we make Click the Banana. Chat, I thought about it a lot. I think the first video game we're actually going to make that can be called a real video game that isn't just a meme like Click the Banana, I think I want to make Bejeweled. Because it would be a good test not only of C++, but it's also a good test of SDL, because we're going to learn things like motion, how to have a rotation, you know, like a rotating background, yada yada, right? So I'm thinking we make Bejeweled, because that would test not only my use of C++, but also SDL and how to use images correctly. And we can have like shitty particles, because it's going to teach me how to do that too, right? And then I don't know. I just think Bejeweled would be like a really fun thing to like do, right? I'm going to sleep, have fun. See you later, Winend. No, we haven't given up yet. Plus, chat, I know like for a lot of you, a 23, well, I saw 23 a second ago. A 23 viewer stream is not like that big of a deal, but for me, it's a lot of viewers. Thank you all for enjoying the stream. I'm still learning a lot. Happy y'all had patience with me learning this shit. Might be a bit more advanced to wrap SDI in an RAII object and do all the initialization in a constructor and then all the quit in a destructor. I know what a constructor is. I didn't even know destructors existed. Do destructors just exist just to fuck around with other variables and shit and like end their life? Maybe you don't need to show color. I just didn't realize like when I think of like creating a window in like this programming, I thought calling a function to SDL to create a texture would also ask for color in the same thing. But maybe, oh, maybe not. Because what if you load a texture that has color on the texture itself? Then you don't need to load color, right? Because the difference in an image between a colored texture and a black and white texture must be like almost nothing, right? Then again, we're using C++. I guess that almost nothing really is the difference, right? I don't know. Like if a texture has a color, do I need to call a color? I guess we'll find out. Like we can fuck around with it. Okay, so where were we at here? We were at, I just don't know like how that works, but I guess we can try it by like loading different textures and stuff and see how it renders. Because if I can get away with not rendering color and still have color on the texture, we would always do that, right? Maybe build up to it with the classic progression: Pong, Snake, Space Invaders, Galaga, Super Mario, Bejeweled. Well, Mimikyu, the difference is though, is I think I'm starting on SDL before a lot of people do. I think they learn C++, they learn Pong, they learn Snake, they learn you know, Space Invaders, right? And then they move on to SDL, which is like putting it in a Windows screen, putting an image on things, and they work up from there. Whereas I think by learning SDL so early, I can just like, I don't know, call on functions to take care of a lot of that. But then again, maybe you're telling me that I'm not good enough at programming to make Bejeweled, and I'm kind of offended. I think I can do it. How about we compromise, chat? What if we make Breakout, but instead of like shitty colored blocks, we do it all with images? I think I could do it. And we make the images shitty colored blocks. Do you catch my drift? Do you know what I'm saying? A destructor is usually called automatically and goes like, and then perish. Oh my God, wait, do you actually use those words, and then perish? What is this, Lord of the Rings? Nerds! Okay, what are we doing here? What's the plan? What are we loading here? So we need to create a renderer, and we need to create a color, and then we initialize PNG loading, which goes in the same thing, which this will be the renderer. But before the renderer, if else, oh God, we're nesting another else statement in this shit? How many if else statements does SDL use, dude? By the time the programming starts, we're going through like 7 if else statements. All right. So create, whoops. Banana breakout, fruit breakout, based. Where every fruit is an emote. Where every brick is an emote. Okay. So let's, what are we doing here? We're creating a renderer, which goes after this. So all this is gonna be moved on the next layer of the if else statement. Else, if, oh no, we need to create a global renderer now. Okay, so global renderer that we made global earlier is going to be equal to a function. SDL create renderer, okay. Sweet. SDL create renderer function. Chat, does every texture needs its own renderer? Is that what I'm finding out here? Like, you would think it would be like one big render engine or something, but maybe a render engine does have individual instances of rendering. Oh no, it has to. A computer isn't a one task thing, right? It can do multiple things at once, right? So maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe we're not creating a render engine in this function. We're just creating an instance of rendering an object of some kind. In this case, a texture. So that way, if there's like 5 enemies that pop onto the screen, we need a way to like instantly start the rendering process on all of them, which requires us to create separate instances of rendering. So that's what we're making here, right? Every instance of global renderer, maybe not this case, but maybe this is why we have this all set up in the initialization, I think. Ooh, I hope. I think I'm understanding that correctly. Nobody's making fun of me right now, so I think I have it right. -1, comma. I don't know what the -1 means. I hope he explains that. SDL renderer accelerated. That... I like how this tutorial is like, just type everything and then we'll explain it everything. SDL renderer accelerator. Accelerated. Okay, sweet. What does this do? Oh, it's not a semicolon. Oh shit. Now we have our if statement. Okay. So we have our global renderer, our if statement, and our if statement is going to contain, if this is equals null, return false. Okay. If global renderer returns false. Oops. Do this, which is, oh, null. Okay, whatever. Null pointer. Now success is equal to false. So that way we return success, which is returning false. Okay, I got you. Else. Do that. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. What's next? else initialize the renderer, and this goes in the same branch as the PNG loading thing. So we're just gonna set render draw color, and it's just gonna draw a bunch of colors. Okay, this I am gonna copy paste here because let's do this so you people don't cream your pants in confusion. Okay, there. There, is that cleaner for you? Okay, so we're setting the render draw color, global renderer, which is this, and we're setting it to these colors, which is, I believe, the color white. Can someone tell Gary how to use a guard clause? If this nested if else is kind of, it's what the tutorial wants. I wouldn't do it this way, but I mean, I'm learning something. I'm not going to be like, chat, do not be one of those students in class that's like, if anyone has ever taken a college class, you know this person. They're like, the teacher's like, okay, so this is American history and this president, Andrew Jackson. And then this guy's like, raises his hand. He's like, actually, I learned that that's not true. And he's like, I just heard it at work. I don't know. Like, listen, chat, they're the teacher. You're there to learn shit. I'm going to do what they say. And then obviously I'm not going to nest a million if else statements into like a super long chain like this guy is. I'm just doing what the tutorial says, and we can make it our way later, okay? Okay. How would you do it? The way I would do it is, well, I think this is a step in the right direction. I understand what's going on here, right? Initialize this, then create the window, then do this. I think what you can do is probably separate these into different functions. Maybe, I don't know, is that normal, chat? I have a weird question. Just programming, just good practices. If I have my initialization function, should I do what this guy's doing and just do all of this? Or should I separate these out into different functions and the initialization function calls those functions? I just don't know like what good practice is, you know? But I know calling, you know, 8 if else statements before we get to the actual case switch, maybe that's a little bit much, you know? But even I can tell this is weird. After we create our window, we have to create a renderer for our window. After creating our renderer, we want to initialize it with the color. Okay. Next is we're making a new function. All right, this is our SDL load texture. Not that. Wait, it's not load texture? Oh, sorry. SDL texture star load texture, which is what we made up there, right? Hold on. Yes, it's our global, or it's not our global. This is our prototyped function, which std path, not no throw compare. This is just path. No, stop. STD C path. Is that what it was? No, it was just path, right? Oh, STD string path. I'm sorry. Ha ha ha. Laugh track. The string. Okay, string path. Okay, I get it. Ha 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 ha. Depends on deficiency. Oh, I mean, if we're doing an initialization, that's like, that's fine because you're only loading that once, right? It's fine to have it be a little slow within reason because you're just booting everything up, right? It's a video game. Games take a while to load. Wait, is that like Grand Theft Auto 5 was so slow and takes like 20 minutes of loading screen because they're just having like 50 million if else statements? That would be hilarious. It would be like Undertale with its like 1,000 switch statement or something. -03 will fix and inline as much as it can. I have seen that before, and they've always said 02 or 01, and I, honest to God, I do not understand the difference between 03, 02, and 01. So don't worry about efficiency until it becomes a problem. It would not take much sense to split that particular initialization function into smaller chunks. Performance is a problem there. Well, yeah, I get that. What's up? It's like, I understand in the context of what we made, the loading time is like 1/10 of a second. Like it just takes nothing to load. All right, I get it. But, you know, it's nice to get good practices in there. Hacking gelatinous goo. Hello, Dragonkin. Hi, hi. I saw a Katie Bug earlier. That's your bae, right? Well, not bae. That's your, oh, chat, VTubing terms here. What do you call your favorite VTuber? Is it Oshi? I'm not a weeb. I don't know. I'm sorry. It would not make much sense to split that. What game are you making? Nice, Frex. We are making, okay, so here's the current path. Okay, let me bring out Paint for you. Flashbang warning. All right, heads up. There you go. Okay, so this is the current plan for Gary the Goo Boy and like what he's gonna be making, okay? Step one, we're gonna finish, oh, here, we'll just write this. We're gonna finish SDL, okay? SDL has been a great tool so far for figuring out how to load images and shit without having to go like super basement dwelling monster to learn how to do that in C++. It's huge, okay? Love SDL. The only thing we're gonna learn to make video games is C++ and SDL to like take care of all the hardware shit, okay? Perfect. SDL, by the way, also includes hardware acceleration. We're currently learning to do that with textures, but we'll also learn how to do that with like particles and shit. So once that's done, then we have step two, which is click the banana. Now, all we're gonna do with click the banana, we might be able to do it during this tutorial too. We probably will, but the goal here is click the banana, which is we have a banana on the screen with like an array of like 5x5 apples, and it appears randomly, and then you click it and you get a point, and if you don't click it, you fail, you know? Boom, perfect. Click the banana, super easy, right? I see an NFT here, grab. What? Dude, you're talking to the wrong guy if you think I'm even gonna make NFT jokes, okay? I think NFTs are the laughing stock of the internet. Even blockchain technology is horrible. I don't like anything about it. But that's a little more up my forte than your guys's. Just make functions as it makes sense. But yeah, the initial function is fine as is, and early exit would be a bit better. Okay, base. Then after we make click the banana, I think, what is like the first real game we're gonna make with all of our knowledge of SDL and C++? My first thought was Bejeweled, but apparently from everyone's warnings, Bejeweled is gonna be a little bit more complicated than what I think it will be. Which means my first game should probably be as a real game. Wait, do we just do Breakout? Breakout would be easy. Too easy. I don't want to do Breakout. Too easy. Everybody does Breakout. Tetris would be fun, but it would be really hard to not tread the wheel again and again on Tetris, you know? Something VTubers can play. If I made a game that my VTubing friends would want to play, what would they want to play? Let's do this. Game number 4. Well, game number 4. The thing we're gonna do is Bejeweled. I want to make Bejeweled. That is a goal I want to do. Oh, sorry, there's an apostrophe D. Excuse me. Wait, no, there's no L there. Hold on. How do you spell jewel? That's how you spell jewel. So it's Bejeweled. Okay, so that's Bejeweled. All right, sweet. A co-op, a shooter, something to grind time. No, I want to make a single. I don't want to make 3D games. I want to make 2D games. That's why we're only learning SDL. We're not learning like, you know, OpenGL or something, or Unreal or Unity. We're just doing SDL, and that's all I need for 2D games. Just SDL and C++. From there, it's just making the games, you know? A minimalistic clone of Vampire Survivors. Ooh! Vampire Survivors would be a fun practice game. It would be easier to make them Bejeweled, right? Because for Vampire Survivors, all you need are, well, no animations even, although minimal animation if you catch my drift. You just need a JPEG of a character that's always in the center of the screen no matter what. Because that's really important in those kind of games, right? Where the character is always in the center of the screen. So that's easy. Then you have them walk around, but it's going to be deceptive in that you won't be walking around, but the map will be moving around you, I'm sure. I think that's going to be how it works. And then it needs to go on forever. Ooh, maybe that would be complicated because it's not an arena, right? Like it goes on forever. And then you have JPEGs that are constantly walking toward you at a slow pace or faster pace or whatever, right? And then you get upgrades. Maybe that will be a little complicated because like when I think about that game now, It's gonna be the map that's gonna be the hard part, right? Getting a map to like auto-generate as you go, that would be difficult for me as like a newer programmer, you know? I think that would be too complicated as like the first game we make after Click the Banana. Or you can make an arena like Brotato to simplify. I mean, I guess I could just make an arena, but like that wouldn't be fun. Like part of the fun, like we're making video games, chat, they need to be fun. They need to be like entertaining, right? If it's like, oh, it's a worse version of this, that's not fun, you know? Like, why would you play a worse version of Path of Exile when you can play Path of Exile? Like, why would you waste your life on like Diablo 4, you know? Why would you play any visual novel that isn't Higurashi Nunaka Koro ni? Listen, chat, I'm not a weeb, but goddamn. Also, chat, did we just break my all-time viewership record today? I don't know what's going on. Why? Why are you people watching this stream? I'm just thinking about what games we're gonna make. Listen, we're still on the SDL stage of learning shit, okay? We're learning how to render textures from the GPU, okay? Give me a little bit of a break here. Check out my stream when we have our games finished, okay? How dare you want to have fun with programming? Dark Souls but in Diablo style? No, it's too complicated. Think arcade games, chat. Think, what game do we want to make before Bejeweled that is an arcade game? And don't any of you say Breakout, please. Oh God, no more Breakout, no more Rogue, no more, well, Galaga would be kind of fun. Chat, did we make better Galaga? I loved the original Galaga, but it was a little slow. There must be, cause like I can do like well, not animations. I can do like images and movements in SDL. We could have like enemies that shoot down like beams and shit. We can make a Toho game. Chat, that's easy as shit, right? Because we're gonna learn parallaxing in the SDL tutorial. Do we make a Toho game? We have parallaxing on the background below. We have a character that can move anywhere on the screen, but we're not actually progressing forward on a map. It's just a map with parallaxing like below, right? And then you have your character moving on the bottom half of the screen, and then you have a character above who's like a diaper head wearing witch girl or something, and then it like shoots down a bunch of beams, right? And the only difficulty of this is going to be, who followed because I'm flashbanging you with paint? I actually can't read that. Dead Hyperspace? That sounds like an arcade game if I've ever heard it. Hello. Ski Free, but with Toho? No, Ski Free would, honestly, I think Ski Free would be harder to program than Toho. I think we make a Toho. I kind of want, chat, what would be harder to make? A Toho or Bejeweled? I think Bejeweled would be harder because a Toho, right? That's easy, I think, because you have a parallaxing background below, you have a character, you have bullets, and we can check for collision super easily, especially in SDL if we're colliding images and shit. So we have bullets everywhere. And the only thing I would maybe need to even Google is like algorithms, like maybe a math algorithm to like figure out like wavelengths or something, because my trigonometry is not good. 3D Toho or 2D Toho? 2D, like top down. Also, Dead Hyperspace, hello. It'll be like old school, like think Perfect Cherry Blossom. Do kids today know what Perfect Cherry Blossom is? That's a fun game. Bejeweled is just swap the two tiles with an animation and detect 3 connected tiles. Rules seem simple enough. Well, it seems simple, but this game can be complicated in the sense of like, after you collide, you know, you have your little diamond 1, diamond 2. That's a card diamond. Diamond 2. Diamond 3. Okay, then it like collapses, but then all 3 of these rows or columns move down. And then after they move down, if any 3 things then collide, then you have like chains, and then you have like a long complicated thing. That's hard, I think. It's harder than a Toho game, I think. Especially if we only have like a 1-level Toho game, you know? But yeah, that would be, I think this is the process. Chat, do we do anything beyond this? Do we plan for a 5th game? Is that what we do next? So we're gonna finish SDL. We're gonna make Click the Banana. We're gonna make Toho. We're gonna make Bejeweled. I don't even know what I want to make yet. Maybe we'll just keep it open, but we need something down there, right? Hey, I'm back, but also the subscribe alerts aren't working. Face orange frowning. Wait, on YouTube? They should be working. I can tell because they're broken right now. And if you subscribe on YouTube, you get a huge giant text alert on my screen. Flappy Bird for game 5. Well, dude, if we did Flappy Bird, that would go like 2.5, you know? Like that's easier than Toho, I think. Well, Toho and Flappy Bird are the same game, except instead of press a key to make the fish fly higher, it's press the mouse button down and get like cool ass shit. Chat, remember, we're making video games, okay? Video games need to be fun. Who, unironically, plays Flappy Bird in 2023? Nobody. But who would play a Toho homebrew Toho game? Oh, buddy, every VTuber friend I know would play that game that I made. 2D PoE? Oh, it's that easy, Geargate? Have like, dude, the gear system in PoE would be its own video game for me. Holy shit. Dude, how would you even do that? You would have like, so you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You would have 3 prefixes, 3 suffixes, up to that amount. On an item, depending on the item, you have different bonuses. And of these, you can roll different tiers, like 1, 2, 3, where you have sets of ranges that are higher than the other. And it goes on an item with a randomized name from a different pool. Chat, do you realize how complicated it would be to program Path of Exile's item system? And then you got to worry about sockets and links. Oh, God. See, you got it. Oh, just make like a Path of Exile item generator. Okay, okay. Tetris, just get into basics. What, just make Tetris? Nah, Tetris is boring. In 2023, the only people who like Tetris are Asian people and people who don't understand the damage a 13-year-old can do to his life by mastering Tetris in a basement. All right, anyway. The news lady was maybe not as wrong as the internet said she was. That's all I'm gonna say about that, all right? Let's learn about loading textures in SDL. So we have a whole new function to write here. Let's see here. Load texture, string path. All right, the final texture is gonna be called SDL texture pointer to new texture null. The reason why we have a texture here, or a pointer, sorry. The reason why we have a pointer here is because we might be loading that texture 100, 1,000 times in a very short amount of time, right? We would rather point to the address of an object and just render that over and over rather than pulling the whole image over and then rendering it, if that makes sense. I think that I've described that correctly. New texture is equal to new pointer. Null pointer. Entered. Was it called do texture? He called it? Okay. Load image at the specified path. SDL surface star loaded surface image load. This is very similar to our load surface function we made earlier. SDL surface loaded surface image load path. This is the exact same thing so far. Null pointer. Else. Okay, so we've already learned this before, so we're just gonna copy this. Except, no, it is the exact same thing. SDL surface pointer. Wow. Interesting. I wonder if I have to change that in a second. So this is gonna get copied here. And instead of surface, it's gonna be unable to load image. Loading the image. Okay. So that's fine. So now we have an error report for if we can't load the texture. Oh, it's so ugly. I gotta change my settings on this so it doesn't create a whole new line. I hate open brackets. Feynman technique? You made that name up. Feynman? Why would you name yourself Feynman? What's your username, Dad? I was Feynman. It's like, oh, okay, Dad, I'm gonna go play with Johnny. He's embarrassed as his dad calls himself Feynman. New texture equals SDL, create texture from surface, G renderer, loaded surface. This is new. So we're gonna call new texture, which we just made as a pointer. And in that, we are now going to make it equal to the SDL create texture from surface function. Create texture from surface function. And as parameters, we're going to call the global renderer and loaded surface, which is also global, but you know, we don't talk about that. Loaded surface being from the load surface function, but we won't talk about that. So global else, wait. Yes, okay. Global renderer, loaded surface. Okay, the global renderer, loaded surface. Oh my God. Dude, we have Visual Basic now today for the first time, and boy, oh boy, this is an experience, let me tell you. Else, if new texture is equal to null pointer, print that. Okay. Wait, I'm doing something wrong. Wait, this goes down here. What the fuck? Oh my God, what am I doing? Oh, Jesus. Oh no. Wow, that was so confusing. Else, run this. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Visual Basic, you said it again. It is Visual Basic. It's basically a pain in my ass is what it is. This doesn't seem to be working. Game Ecologist, why? I think it's working fine. So let's see here. Create texture from surface, global renderer, if null. So we're saying if this new texture is equal to null pointer, we're gonna call that it will print. Ugh, if it's just one line here, is it weird if we just do like this and we just get rid of the brackets? I feel like this is so much easier to read, you know? Like this is just so much better, you know? Like I would rather see this any day of the week. So if this is equal to null pointer, printf again, loading the texture though, and that's it. Sweet. And that's all the else statement. Oh, it looks so much better. Unable to create texture. Get rid of old surfaces. So we call the free surface loaded surface. So now what we're calling here is that we have the free surface function, which is going to get rid of loaded surface because we don't need it anymore. We only use loaded surface as like a reference for where we should paste the texture. I think that's what it's implying there. And then return the new texture. Shit. Wait, where does this go? After the if statement, before the else bracket. Okay, my bad. There we go. And then, return. We're returning the new texture, right? Yeah. Okay, so now we're returning the new texture. So that's the whole function. It's pretty spectacular feat of innovation, I must say. Oh, int f is new to me. Hey, printf, I fixed that shit. Chat, smartasses. All right, we're getting there. Smartasses. Oh no, wait, we didn't. Shit. Fuck, god damn it. You were right. I hate it when chat's right. You people make so much fun of me, and then I like look and like, fuck, you're right. God damn it. Ah. Well. Hi, Rondev. I haven't seen you here before. Hello. How's it going? How's it hanging? Okay, what do we got next? Our texture loading function looks largely the same as the one before for the surface function. However, only now, instead of converting the loaded surface to the display format, which is the window that we're in, we create a texture from the loaded surface using create texture from surface. Like before, this function creates a new texture from an existing surface, which means like before, we have to free the loaded surface and then return the loaded texture. Okay, that makes sense. What he's saying is that when we load an image, when we start our game and we want to load a texture, in order to know where that texture is loaded, we have to call the global loaded surface pointer. And then once we call that, we don't want to render it. So we actually free the surface and then we render the texture. I get it. That's all this thing is. Like, as complicated as this looks, a lot of it is just error reporting. This line and this line are calling errors. It's literally just the whole function. Like, ignore this if else statement going on. Then the whole function is create a pointer called new texture, create a surface pointer called loaded surface, make it equal to the image path that you're going to be linking later. Then make the new texture equal to this called function that creates the texture from the surface, and then delete the surface. That is this entire function. All the if else shit, this is just error reporting, right? So it's actually not that complicated so far. Another me. Hi, me. Hello. Maybe due to me not being here before flush. What? Ah. Game ecologist is me. Oh, in the YouTube chat. Oh, I see. Okay, man, viewership is all over the place today. We have like 20 viewers and then we have 33 viewers. Man, we're at 31. Hi, everyone. I feel like an early return could simplify this visually. Yes. There's a lot of chat. Listen, we've been following this tutorial. Look at these if-end statements, if else. I feel like there's 100 ways to do this. And I think what I would do first off is, because this initialization function, once it's sufficiently tested, I think I would just delete it. Delete the else statement and just move everything down a bracket. Same with loading media, moving down a bracket. All of this could be made so much simpler. This entire program, if it just didn't have error reporting everywhere. Which is fine when you're doing a tutorial and you're testing shit, and if you don't do something correctly, you want an error report. But I feel like, you know, Chad, it's a little bit much. I get it. You should email the tutorial guy about it. No, if I emailed him, it would be about loading the, what did he do? This shit. If image initialization, image flags, and image flags are not the same, call false. I still don't understand what this is saying, but it sounds like he gets that email all the time and he wants him to stop. And I like how he said, like, what did he say? Understand your binary before you email me? It's like, holy shit. I prefer to avoid else statements where I could, but that might just be me. It also looks really ugly, IMO. I kind of agree with you. Why don't you install the Sonar Lint Visual Studio extension? Dude, we installed Visual Studio today. I was in code blocks, motherfucker, okay? Give a guy a break. I don't want to install anything else today. I have downloaded more shit. Dude, I now realize why programmers have computers with like 500 terabytes in them, because all you people do is just download shit every day. I swear to God, a programmer's life is downloading shit and copying and pasting code online. There is nothing else you people do, because oh my God, that is all I have done, is just download libraries and just now, like when we follow this tutorial, I'm learning more about programming than like anything else. Shining moment. Are else if statements not an option in C++? No, they are. They just don't do them here. But no, I would never do this whole like if else chaining thing this guy does. I would just have a better way to report errors, or at the very least only have the error until I test the function, and then it's like, okay, delete. Because like at a certain point, like, you know, you don't need an error for everything, you know? Not true. Free 3.5 terabytes, use 33 gigs. What do I have? Computer. Wait, fuck, it's not computer anymore. It's this PC. I have hold on. I have 3.21 terabytes free of 3.63 terabytes based. Oh shit, oh god, flashbang. Okay, next, we're gonna make a new function called load media, which we've already had, except instead of, what did we do before here? It was whenever we pressed up, down, left, right, or the default screen that showed, we load different surfaces, which were the banana BMPs. So now we're loading something else, huh? Okay. So loading success, bool success equals true by default. Load our PNG texture. Load this image. Okay. If global texture equals null, print. Success false. Return success. Okay. So all this is saying is that we're just creating the texture. So can I just say instead of these, I'm just gonna copy this just in case. Instead of these, we're saying global texture is equal to load texture function, the parameters being the string path, which is the banana. Hold on. We created a new banana. 1 second. SDL learning. Oh no, we could just use our this shit. The wow. Okay, we can just do that. Put that in here. And then this is going to get called to Visual Studio here. Whoops, sorry. Here. So now load texture, where the texture is, quote, wow.png, semicolon. Return success. Yes, okay. Then we have void close. So now we're gonna close here. So we're gonna free the texture, right? If not, bool foo, else, oh God. The empty brackets, yeah, nothing says great syntax like empty brackets in C++. Oh no, I meant just cleaning up the text. You can do an else if in C++. Sorry about the joke. Oh, what's up? You're confusing all the new people here because I'm new too. Also, Hoding, hi. I haven't seen you here before. Hello. Hope you guys have patience with me because holy cow, C++ is complicated. I don't feel over my head yet though. You know, so many people say don't start with C++ and start with like Python or some other cuck beta shit. But like when I use C++, at no point have I ever felt overwhelmed. Like the only frustration I have with programming is that the IDE download your own library shit is so beginner unfriendly. Like the most fun part about programming is actually programming. Like that's fun as shit. I love it. I love this like logic puzzle stuff, right? But like when you get into like the libraries and linkers, it's so banal and it's so uninteresting and boring and confusing. And then you have to error shoot to like fucking render something is so complicated. It's like all that shit. If somebody ever comes out with like a beginner friendly, here's C++, here is SDL libraries together in one program. You don't need to set up a package. You don't need to like fucking profile your goddamn linkers or whatever the fuck you guys do in your spare time. It's just, it's all there and it's so simple and you just don't have to worry about where the images go and it's all just nice and simple and you just learn programming. That would make a lot of money. Whoever figures that shit out, holy cow, you people would make money. You can start with any language. It's just that some are more cumbersome than others. But that's the thing. The actual language of C++ is not that complicated. Like, it's not that hard to understand, right? Some of the logic is out there, but once you get it, you understand it, right? It's the actual environment in which contains that C++ that's so confusing for a new programmer. Like, this is why I like starting with code blocks and why I will probably recommend new programmers start with code blocks, because it's so so easy to start with. It's just you turn it on and there's one big button called build and run, and it gives you a nice little like blank page to start with, and it's so stress-free. And Visual Basic is so much more stressful to work with. I get it. It's so much easier because I will say it's significantly easier to download SDL on Visual Basic because you just go to the NuGet and then you just download it and it's done. Whereas with Code Blocks, you gotta like do a bunch of shit. Am I late? Where's the banana? We're about to hold on, chat. Be clear. We're not downloading a banana BMP anymore. We're doing a banana texture, baby. We're doing goddamn banana textures now. It's not hard, but to me at least, it's visually hard to read than other languages. I don't know. My only experience is C++, and I get everything that's going on. I don't like how this guy does a million if-and nesting statements, but, you know, we don't talk about that. It's not my program here, all right? We're learning something. You don't make fun of the teacher for, you know, doing math a weird way. No, I don't believe in that Torvald's staying. What the hell? What's a Torvald? It sounds like a unit of measurement. Learning CMake is worse than C++. I don't even know what CMake is. Lost my virginity to Java and I'm happy for it. Oh my God, is that what programmers call it? When you do your first programming language, it's losing your virginity? Oh, chat, you're so weird. Don't call it that. Don't call it that, guys. Come on. Come on. Jeez. How do you feel that MIT programmers from the school MIT, how do you feel that they lost their virginity to Scratch? Even I, starting with Scratch, what the fuck? Imagine that. Listen, I'm using C++. I can start making C++ jokes. First programming language is Python. Get on my level, motherfucker. We have to declare our fucking function parameters. Actually, I don't even know what you do in Python. For all I know, you just play a video game and everything just works. Yeah, C-pop my don't say that. You're programming and you're expecting everyone to be normal? Yes. Dude, I come from the VTubing community and we're more socially, like, we are more socially aware than like 90% of programmers who come to this stream, dude. Like, say what you want about VTubers. We're social with each other, okay? All right, we're there, okay? I went to ExileCon. I was in New Zealand, okay? That's just false. I don't know. That's what I get for learning programming in high school, LOL. Yo, I started with Scratch. No shame in it. This campus. Hello. Chat, what happened to my music? Oh, there it is. I heard it. Yeah, this music playlist by Riot, I love how it's like creator safe and there's no copyright strikes. And then they have like 4 hours of music. Oh, even longer than that. They have like, oh God, 5.5 hours of music out there right now. That's copyright free. I just wish the time in between songs wasn't so high. Also, it's kind of a bop. Damn, Riot Games, give me another one. Okay, back on topic here. We are doing our close function to not have issue. Chat, I have a weird question. This whole null pointer thing in the close function. Why do we call a close function? I guess this is like a generic programming question, not related to C++ specifically, or maybe it is because it's pointer related. Why are we nulling all of our pointers for an SDL quit function? Why don't we just close out of the program? Is there any issues with not doing that? We are freeing the memory we allocated, but when you close out of the program, doesn't that do that automatically? Like if I don't do this and I keep recreating the program and I close it again and again and again, like, is there gonna be like a permanent memory leak before I shut down the computer? The kernel does that. It's a bad habit. But if it's automatically done, why do I need to do it? I tried to use online documentation, but what I want is something that does this is the proper and good way to do task. It depends if there's a compiler bug. Oh. So if I make a program, oh, I guess I didn't really think about that because okay, hold on. Because I'm a C++ programmer, whether you like to admit it or not, this is how I understand this to work, okay? Bear with me here. So I write code, you know, while C is equal to 2, run this function, you know? Like, if I write this, that's not actually what my computer reads. It's not literally looking at the word while. So it translates it to assembly, which is like some archaic fucking nerd language, which is like arc, system, jump, go to, something like that, right? So it's like some assembly, right? And then but the computer still doesn't understand that. What it understands is like this, which is like bytes and shit, right? That's what it reads. And every one of these can apply to like one like thing, and every one of word can apply to like 2 of these or something, right? So if I write a program and I don't clear my stuff, I guess there is a chance that these bytes don't actually do what I want them to. Is this am I correct in understanding this is what I'm doing in C++? It should free memory out of scope, but it doesn't mean it does it always. It frees resources that SDL allocated. It could have open temporary file handles. It's abstraction, yes. Okay, I get it. So I should, as a matter of practice, free all of my pointers after I use them. Okay, that's all I needed to know. I'm just wondering if it was like a technology thing kind of solved this problem in that all of my pointers automatically nulled at the end of the program, but I guess that's not necessarily true, is it? Because there could be a bug or something and cause damage in the long run. Plus, I would imagine, Chad, if I program badly enough and like, do you guys know the Delta Ruin? Fucking Toby Fox, the worst programmer but makes the cutest games. He made it where if you uninstalled Delta Ruin, it uninstalled every other game that the folder Delta Ruin was in, like shared, right? If it's on your desktop, it fucking erased all the games on your desktop, like that kind of badness, right? Like that must, at a certain point, that must risk opening up lawsuit if you program so badly it causes damage to somebody's computer. That must be like lawsuit territory, right? Bruh. Kinda. You're telling the computer it's free to use those memory spaces and they don't belong to anything. Okay. Okay. Based. All right. Next. So basically, your high-level code is translated to IR code and then assembly in short. The assembly is compiled to binary code. It does exactly what you want. The compiler, by warnings and errors, tries to correct you. So if you do not free the memory, it leaves it here as you wish. The PC is just dumb machine doing everything you tell it to. Okay. What the fuck, Toby? Wait, it took you guys that long to Google it and realize that actually happened? Yeah. The guy who made 1000 switch statement in Undertale accidentally deleted people's folders of games with Delta Ruin. Based is what we say. All right. So now we are not only freeing the surface and destroying the window, we also have to destroy the window and the renderer. Okay. And then quit image as well. Wow, okay. So image quit probably goes first before SDL. And that's just a function we call. And we also destroy SDL free texture. Oh, that isn't it? Oh, it's destroy, isn't it? Destroy renderer, destroy texture, getexture. Okay. So destroy texture, global texture, semicolon, SDL, destroy renderer. Oh my God. Renderer, global renderer. And that's how you destroy the renderer, right? Quit SDL systems. Oh, and we need to declare them null. Shit. Okay, my bad. So global window, global texture null. Okay, so global texture is equal to null pointer, and then global renderer is equal to null pointer, and that's it. And this is the quit function. All right. Since texture loading is abstracted with our image loading function, the load media function works pretty much the same as before. In our cleanup function, we have to remember to deallocate our textures using SDL destroy texture. And now we have our running function, which goes up here. So now we have this. Okay, sweet. I had Delta Ruin in a single folder, so it never happened for me. You know what, real quick, chat, can I just... Hold on, we're gonna clean this up. We're just gonna get rid of these error reports. I know it's gonna work. Oh man, this is so much better. Oh, chat, just, it's so much cleaner. Oh, it's so much prettier, chat. There, oh, I can breathe again. Okay, let's clean up some parentheses here. So that goes at the end. A lot of these can be deleted. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's it. Oh, chat, that's just, it just looks so much cleaner just doing that, you know? There must be a quicker way to do this, but whatever. That's correct. That is correct. That is probably fine. And this goes up 1. This goes up 1. Okay. Oh, this needs to go down 1 more. Whatever. There, I'm a rebel. You can use Shift Tab and Tab, by the way, for indentation. You missed 1 curly or 2. No, I didn't miss any. We're good. I believe. All right, sweet. Oh, this looks so much better. It's still not great because you have a bunch of if, else, if statements here, but whatever. It's gonna go away when we like do this new thing anyway. I just wanted to clean that up. Some editors just select the whole block and Shift Tab. Based. Control K, Control D. Listen, chat, you shortcuts, listen, all right? You're right, but we'll do it next time. All right, while the application is running, so while quit does not equal, or while quit equals false, which is what this is, whatever, I think, I still hate the explanation point. Chat, if it's a Boolean function, just make it equal to false. I don't understand the explanation point. It's just, it's one thing if it's like an integer, and it's like, if this isn't the integer you want, okay, do the thing. But if it's like a Boolean, it's so much clearer when it's false, right? Right? I use format on save. Handle events on queue while whole event address of E is not equal to 0, E being the SDL event. So this is, we're changing the event, you know? If E type is equal to quit, quit. Okay, so this is different. We're gonna delete all of this, I think. All right, say goodbye to click the banana. So, or not click the banana, sorry, arrow key the banana. While this is equal to quit, this gets changed. SDL render screen. Okay, so what we're doing is we're getting rid of all of this. Everything in this. Okay, goodbye this information. Okay, wow, that looks so much better, chat. Just shockingly so. Okay, people told me Shift Tab. Oh, that is amazing. Holy shit, chat, why didn't you tell me about that? It looks so good. Oh, just getting rid of all those if self statements just gives me like orgasms, you know? Clang format is godsend. Oh, is that Clang? Oh. All right, so while the program is running, so basically what's going on here, chat, is that actually, I just erased my little, wow. What's going on here is that now I can write whatever program I want. At this point, we're making the game, right? That's what this can allow, right? Whatever goes here. But instead, we are user requests quit. So if event is equal to quit, if address of E is equal to quit. Wait, is that what that was? Oh, if E dot type, sorry. If E type is equal to SDL quit function, which is basically us clicking the exit out of the thing, you know? SDL quit is just the thing on the top right. It's the X button. Quit is equal to true. And quit being the this function call. This. So it's a Boolean. It's not a function call at all, sorry. It's a Boolean, which makes us end the program. So SDL render clear. So now we're cleaning up our mess, right? So we are outside of that. So before the program ends, so outside of that, we're gonna clear the screen with SDL render clear. Global renderer probably is what we're calling there. Yep. Then we're going to render the texture to the screen. Okay. So render copy. So now we actually get to use the render that we've set up everything else to do. Did streamer person enable insert key? Yeah, I'm gonna insert my key into your mom. The fuck do you mean insert key? What? Global renderer, global texture, null, null. So what are we calling here with this function? Global render copy. We're gonna call a renderer. We're gonna call a parameters, I mean. We're gonna parameter render, have a parameter for a texture, a constant of a rectangle. Oh, it's not resolution. It's what's that called? Not parameter. It's when you give like an X and Y value, basically. Copies a portion of the texture to the current rendering target. The texture is blended with the destination based on its blend mode set with set texture blend mode. The texture color is affected by both its color modulation set by set color mod. The texture alpha is affected based on the alpha modulation set by set texture alpha mod. Ah, so we're gonna be using this a lot, huh? So every time we need a texture, we need to... Well, let's finish this and then we'll talk about how we can have multiple textures without having a tutorial tell me. Because I want to think, I don't just like copying things. I like to understand it, you know? So we call the renderer. We call the texture, which is global texture, right? And then we have a null value and a null value because these are values I'm just not going to insert, right? Yes. Okay, I got it right. And then we render SDL render present, which is what's on the screen, I think. Updates the screen with any rendering performed since the previous call. SDL's rendering functions operate on a back buffer. That is, calling a rendering function like rendering draw line does not directly put a line on the screen, but rather updates the back buffer. As such, you compose your entire scene and present the composed back buffer to the screen as a complete picture. Therefore, when using SDL's rendering API, one does all the drawing intended for the frame and then calls this function once per frame to present the final drawing to the user. The back buffer should be considered invalidated after each present. Do not assume that previous contents will exist between frames. You are strongly encouraged to call render clear to initialize the back buffer. Okay, cool. That makes sense. And then all we are rendering is just global renderer, right? Aha, I'm getting it. Our global renderer is just the texture. Well, you get it. Okay. Okay, is that it? That is it. We're gonna start it in a second, see what happens. We'll see how successful this is. In the main loop, after the event loop, we call render clear. This function fills the screen with the color that was last set by set render draw color, which is in a function. With the screen cleared, we render the texture with SDL render copy. With the texture rendered, we still have to update the screen, but since we're not using surfaces to render, we can't use update window surface. Because surface is like the gray or the blue here in the background, right? It's not what you're blitting onto the screen. Because we're not blitting at all, actually. We're rendering a texture of an image, not blitting it like a stamp onto the surface. Okay, that makes sense to me. With the screen cleared, we render the texture. And then we can't use that to, since we're not using surfaces to render, we can't use update window surface to refresh. Instead, we have to use render present. I'm gonna ask the question of, I'm surprised there's not a function of just refresh the screen function. Instead, we're separating our ability to refresh the screen by calling different functions like update window surface or render present, which is interesting. Now there is a new API called image load texture. It's not in the official documentation as of this writing, but you can find it in the SDL image header files. It allows you to load a texture without having to create a temporary surface. So it's basically the only thing we're gonna do from now on. The reason I haven't gone back and updated the tutorial to use this method is because I don't want to go back to an update of 40 plus tutorials. Oh, I'm not updating the tutorial because I'm lazy. Even though it's undocumented, it works just fine. I recommend giving it a try. Also, get used to having to deal with undocumented code because oftentimes in the professional game development world, documentation is a luxury. Okay, man, this guy is ultra Chad, dude. He's like, don't email me about this, know your binary. And now he's like, yeah, there's a new method that makes this a lot easier, but I'm too lazy to update it, so deal with it. So image load texture, apparently, instead of doing what, okay, let me just make sure it works and then we'll try it. Fuck, what went wrong? Oh God, what did we fuck at? Okay, so this all rendered. Wait, what's wrong? Load texture identifier not found. You have semicolons everywhere. Wait, what wasn't found? Load texture identifier not found. Where? Wait, what went wrong? Okay, that's my old banana. That doesn't count. Why is my insert on? What the hell? Insert off. Texture. Okay. Yeah, that's not working at all. It's still a different title. Missing a letter. Don't even get me started on Facebook's API documentation. Oh God. You don't refresh the screen. You present an image for it to present. The screen has a refresh rate you usually don't control from your game. Also, why am I in favor of building documentation comments? It only took 7 minutes to realize. Oh, wait, you're all making fun of me. Okay, so you all spotted this. Hold on. That path is correct. This is all correct. Okay. I'm fucking up something here, right? Texture, renderer, render present, copy, present, E type, true, address of E. Okay, this is old, but whatever, we'll keep it. Okay, chat, help me. What am I missing here? Global renderer, null pointer. It's something to do with loading a texture. Global texture is there. It's the load texture word. New texture, load surface. Loaded surface, load surface. Load texture. The identifier isn't found. Wow.png. Is it here? This specifically is fucking up. Because it's it's two places. Load texture here. Load texture wow. So this function is being called, but I did that right. Line 63G renderer equals null pointer? Yes. Because global renderer is a pointer, right? It's what we made up there. It's a global renderer, right? We're saying that's equal to this created renderer. And if it doesn't work, if this is null, then return false and shut down the program, you know? You assign global renderer in an if? Well, that's fine. VLC API is for callback. I have no idea what that means. On function prototype, you're missing a T letter. Wait, hold on. People are saying different things here. I'm missing a T. Load surface. Load texture. Okay. Wow. Holy shit. How did you people find that? Dude, programmers are not paid to program. Programmers are paid to fucking spell check. Holy shit, that was based. Load. Well, I mean, something happened. It didn't shut down the program, but it is running. There is something going on. It's just not loading the format. I wonder what's going on here. What it should be loading is this PNG. It should be loading this PNG, right? The fan art that Kasabian commissioned, right? So if it's gonna be loading this, it should appear here, even with the resolution we've laid out for it, right? Because we have our optimized surface function here that actually like changes the resolution of the image. Line 60-ish. Oh, wait, what? How do you people spot this? Okay, else global renderer is equal to SDL create render function, G window, -1, SDL renderer accelerated. If global renderer is, okay, I got you. Still doesn't work. Yeah, I see what I did there. I did equals instead of checking if it is confirmed to be the same. Also, this should be null pointer, not null. Thank you. Hello. C++? You're using an assignment operator? Well, that still doesn't solve the problem though. It might be running from a different directory. No, it should still be there because everything else we did here, because this is the folder, right? When we did our bananas that were bitmaps, it all loaded fine. It seems to be when we're trying to load this PNG, we're having an issue. That seems to be the issue here. Yeah, but Windows builds is different directory for versus... What? Okay, hold on. What are we doing here? What's the issue? Load surface string path. So it does run. So it must be something... It must be something I'm doing outside of the program because the program itself is valid, you know? Like it does work. If you check your build and run, check what the service says. Okay, so you're saying go into here and just try running it? I know this won't work. What? Chat, it doesn't say anything. Oh God, I made it say nothing. Oh, you know what it is? Oh no, no. You know what it is, chat? I wonder if there's an error and we're just returning success equals false and not actually printing the error. You guys think that's what's going on? So down here, there was an error loading the image, error loading the texture. That would load if there was an issue. Are we having an issue like initializing everything? Wait a second, I'm not initializing anything. Chat, we have this wonderful function called initialize and we're not actually running it. Okay, would it help if I did this? How's that? And then we run our load media function, right? My bad. Okay, okay. The main is missing initialization. Okay, I got you. Hey, there it is. Look at that. Oh shit. Amazing what happens, chat, if you actually call the functions you make in your program. Wow, look at that shitty ass. Wow, isn't that kind of shocking how much lower resolution this becomes? Like shockingly lower resolution. Like, what does that original image look like? No, I kind of get it. So that's the original image. Then we render it. Minimize. Yeah, okay. No, it's fine. It's okay. This makes sense. So to the right, we have the original PNG. To the left, we have a squished version of it. And even though it looks way worse, it's... Actually, that does look significantly worse. I wonder why this lowered resolution so much. To be fair, this is like a 400 by 200 pixel. This is like 4K. So maybe the answer is changing the resolution to 1400 by like 800. Oh, not 4800. Oh God. Something like that. Okay, that does look a little better. Okay, sweet. So that works. Fun thing about globals is that if I was on the main function stack, it would have been found faster. Oh. I saw the mistake a mile away, but I didn't say anything. Never steal a learning opportunity. Oh, all the people coming in saying hi for the first time, making fun of my shit. I think what that hasn't been initialized is my whole life. Damn, your love life. Holy shit, self-depreciation. So chat, we learned a lot. We learned how to not be stuck loading BMPs, and now we know how to load PNGs. We now know how to initiate a texture, initiate a renderer, use the renderer to load the texture, and then using surface as reference, know where to put the texture. However, this fucking tutorial, asshole, butthole, just said I'm too lazy to update tutorial. There's actually a thing called image load texture that makes it so easy. All right, cool. Next time we fuck around with textures, we're gonna use image load texture. In fact, let's do that now. Let's see what that says. Image load texture. All right, what do you do? Hello? Can you do your thing? Image load texture. Okay, what do you do? Load an image from a file system path into a GPU texture. Oh, and we're using our GPU to render this, by the way. If you guys don't know what we're doing here, we're using our 4090 to render I was about to say a JPEG, a PNG, a texture. Which sounds easy, but boy, oh boy, that got a little in the weeds there, didn't it? So now we have hardware acceleration on our PNGs. But don't worry about it, chat. When we make our Bejeweled, oh baby, it's gonna be fast. All right, load an image directly from a file system onto a GPU texture. An SDL texture represents an image in GPU memory usable by the SDL2D render API. This can be significantly more efficient than using a CPU-bound SDL surface if you don't need to manipulate the image directly after loading it. That's interesting. What does that mean? If the loaded image has transparency or color key, a texture with alpha channel will be created. Otherwise, wow, it even takes care of that. Jesus. So does that mean that this is only faster if it's a static image? But if it's something that we need to manipulate in a video game, like say we need to move the texture from the top right to the top left, then this is not better. CPU is better to load for that, right? I think I'm understanding this. So in terms of dividing the responsibility between loading a surface and then blitting on the surface, that is better for CPU because then we're going to manipulate it. Whereas if we want to use GPU rendered textures, it's better if they're static and they're not going to be manipulated by other things. Is that what I'm learning? So if we have like the ground the character walks on, that would be GPU rendered, but the character himself is CPU? Basically free list, but with external metadata, setting up the shaders and GPU render buffers. So with the GPU, you can do translations cheap. Moving images does not change them. What is manipulating an image? Are you saying like load an image and then change the resolution of the image? Is that like manipulating it? There is something called a worldview matrix. Dude, I don't even know what the matrix is, okay? We gotta learn one line at a time here. Okay, I got you. The fragmentation was quite high, but my choice was deliberate to make it harder to corrupt the free list metadata. Altering the image. Okay, thanks, Geargate, for that great contribution. All right, next. What are we learning next? We just learned GPU rendering textures. Now we have hardware accelerated shapes. Geometry. Along with new texturing API, SDL has new primitive rendering calls as part of its rendering API. So if you need some basic shapes rendered and you don't want to create additional graphics for them, SDL can save you the effort. Chat, in what world? Do I even need to learn this? Am I ever going to do this? Like, are we ever going to use like the graphics card to render geography directly? Oh, you know what? We will use it. You know why? I know why you would use this. Because let's say you're testing, like you're doing like a top-down like shooter or something, and you need to know like, and your character has a flashlight. And in front of this flashlight, hold on, I need paint. I'm gonna flashbang you guys. You ready? Flashbang. Okay, so let's say you have a little character here, and this character is holding a flashlight. And this flashlight has like this beam where that's the only thing you can see is what's in the flashlight. I could see a world where for testing reasons, before you have the graphic for the lights, you have like a red triangle here to like simulate shit. So you can test around like, does it move with the character as you like move around? Like that's something you would use for like geography shit, right? If it's like testing before you have actual graphics in. This is when we would use this, right? I'm just trying to think of like when I would, and I guess I would use that then, huh? Joe, hello, Joe. Anything branchy, if fours exceptions here. Writing text, changing colors are types of changes. Oh, okay. So if you have like a loaded grass texture and you shoot a fireball and it hits the ground and all of it turns to the fire grass texture, you would rather load an entirely new texture than manipulate the old texture and like change it the color red. It would be easier to just load a whole new texture because you would rather load a new texture on your GPU than manipulate an image with your CPU. Am I understanding this correctly? I'm just trying to get the practical shit, like, you know? Also, shout out to my 36 viewers today. What the fuck are you people? Hi, I'm Gary the Goo Boy. I'm a VTuber learning how to use C++ and SDL to make a video game. First game planned? Probably a Toho game, because we're gonna learn parallaxing with SDL2, and that shit's always fun. And then we're gonna make Bejeweled, because I love Bejeweled, and it reminds me of my mom. And I love my mom. If you wanted to make a pretty game, there's already 100 other tools that can do that easier than pure C++. Yeah, but fuck you. I want to learn C++. Did you think about that? Gary, no. Don't ask them if they watch other VTubers. Gary, no. Gary, don't. They don't watch whole... Actually, chat. All right. I'm not a weeb, okay? I just want to get this on the record. I'm not a weeb. But I just want to say, watch your local VTuber. Protect them, okay? They are special and they deserve your subscription, okay? Hololive, God bless Bow Bows, all right? Amelia Watson. Manipulate with the CPU is fine. Manipulate it on the GPU is tougher. Is it? Tougher to implement or tougher on the GPU than the CPU? Because a GPU is significantly more powerful than your CPU, right? Like a GPU is so laughably easily able to render textures more than your CPU. So you want to like if I have a video game in mind, I want to like make the GPU sweat as much as I can, right? GPU is good at math. GPU is not good at branching. CPU is good at branching. What's branching? Wait, I've never heard this term before. Hold on, game dev question. What's branching? If I had to guess, what is branching in video game dev terms? That would make it easy for the CPU, but harder for the GPU. Is this like, if the user clicks something, that's supposed to be a mouse key. Shut up, chat. If the user clicks something, then thing happens, then thing happens, or am I just getting this totally wrong? I've never heard branching before. Guys, do they ever use recursive functions in game engines? If yes, you can give a specific example. I'm asking since recursive functions are heavier than iterative functions in general. You would want to use recursive functions sometimes, right? Like, it's probably wildly useful to use recursive functions, right? Like, I'm imagining if you need to calculate, like, let's say you have an ability in the game where you're playing, let's say you're making like a karate game and your character has a move called 1,000 punches. and you need to, and it's like one mouse click on the enemy with this skill, and you punch them 1,000 times for 1 damage apiece, okay? In that case, you should do a recursive function, right? Because you want to do a recursive function over an inclusive function, like a for loop, because I think it's important to individually call that function 1,000 times for a variety of reasons in game design, right? It's important that you have the action of hitting the enemy 1,000 times, because what if you have the case where it's like, every time you start an attack, heal 1 health, not necessarily every time you hit the enemy, right? So you would want a recursive function to have 1,000 activations of that benefit, right? That's how I understand a use for a recursive function, right? Recursives can be handled with tail recursion optimization. I have no idea what that means. GPU can do parallel math absurdly quickly, but it isn't so great at making decisions. Oh, okay. Mouse cursor is hardware rendered. Just show him the video of Mythbusters about GPU CPU performance. Wait, Adam Savage did a video on Mythbusters demo GPU versus CPU. This video is 14 years old. Chat, dude, the CPU. Okay, times have changed. You guys do know this, right? 14 years ago was 2010. It was in the dark ages of CPU, motherfuckers, okay? It was like when Intel was in their prime and they didn't innovate shit, and like Threadripper was like in development, okay? It was a different time. Times have barely changed. Dude, CPU performance in the last 14 years, do you realize how much better it's gotten? It's gotten like, oh my God, even if it's like a rate of like 4% better per year, it's still 14 years. That was Bulldozer. Threadripper wasn't even a thing. It was in development in 2010, I'm sure. Threadripper came out in like, oh my God, when did Threadripper come out? Wait, did Threadripper come out? No, it didn't. I'm lying. Threadripper didn't come out until like 2018 or something, didn't it? Or like, oh my God, am I? Dude, I'm getting like blast. I feel like Jimmy Neutron right now. I'm getting like brain blasted. Holy shit. Okay, anyway, sorry, this is getting way off topic. All right, everyone. This is a long stream today. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna lie, chat. Let me just level with you here for a second. Okay, come here, chat, come here. I've never had this many viewers in a long time. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really good. And I feel pressured to keep streaming, but I shouldn't, because this is normally when I would normally have ended it like a half hour ago. So here's the deal. Everybody, I have a Discord. It's below the stream, and I'm always on there. And we have a bunch of programmers there, and we're learning shit together. So we're gonna end the stream. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gary, when am I gonna see you again? I stream every single day, baby, every day at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Thank you for following, Ron Dev. I'm trying to like do a bunch of faces with me. You guys see how good my VTuber model is. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh shit. Fuck, I lost my VTuber model. Oh God. Okay. More like 4:45 Pacific. If you round up. Thank you for subscribing with Prime Hoding. Oh, did I miss anyone else's subscription? Because I did not see an alert for Hoding's Prime sub. Oh my God, if I missed anybody else, I'm so sorry. If you're ever curious, try making a copy of iterative and recursive functions. We'll worry about it later. All right, we're gonna program tomorrow. We're one step closer to making the game, chat. We now know how to do GPU accelerated textures, and we're gonna learn how to do GPU accelerated geometry rendering. I don't know what we're gonna learn tomorrow, but hey, we're gonna learn tomorrow. All right, everyone, have a good night, have a good evening. Let me give you a good lick goodbye. Goodbye. Chat, I always forget where the end stream button is. God damn it.